I started as the master of Jin Feng's Ayulu, astonishing the world with a single sword. This video is purely for entertainment and does not infringe on copyrights or laws. The rights to the novel and image belong to the original author. We do not claim ownership. Don't like waiting and want to listen to this fanfic in full now? Subscribe to our Patreon, where you'll find the best fanfics. Chapter 826, Huangfu Family, Huangfu Science, Blood Dragon Pillar. The next day, when Su Chen was about to go to Xian's home city, a person came who Su Chen could not imagine. The saint of Hanyu sect, Hanyu. Hanyu, who came, was wearing a white long skirt, and her long hair was as shiny as ink, naturally draped to her waist, which was very attractive. Young Master Su, long time no see, Hanyu looked at Su Chen and bowed slightly. But she sighed in her heart. At first, she was just a person in a small border town, but now she is the young master of the Qinglong Society, who is famous in one side. Yes, long time no see. I didn't expect Miss Hanyu to come to Jiangnan. Su Chen's face was a little surprised. Please sit down. Su Chen invited Hanyu to sit down. This time I came to see young Master Su, mainly to ask young Master Su for a favor. While speaking, Hanyu took out a portrait from her arms and put it on the table. On the portrait, there was a middle-aged man wearing a purple and gold robe. The middle-aged man had a majestic face, and his identity was not simple. This man is called Huangfu Science, the third master of the Huangfu family in Shengyang County, Jiangnan. I would like to ask Su Xiaolong to help me snatch something from him. As for the reward, our Hanyu church will give a satisfactory reward, Hanyu said. The Huangfu family is one of the four great families in Jiangnan. Among the four great families, the Huangfu family is very low-key, but its strength is extraordinary. I don't know what you want to steal. Su Chen did not refuse, nor did he agree immediately. Huangfu Science recently got a blood dragon pillar in the Blood Cave Mountain. This thing is very useful to our Hanyu church, but my Hanyu church is not strong enough in Jiangnan, so I asked Su Xiaolong for help, Hanyu said directly without hiding anything. Blood dragon pillar, you mean Huangfu Science got a blood dragon pillar? Su Chen asked in a deep voice. Su Chen still knew about the blood dragon pillar. He read a lot of ancient books, and one of the books introduced a blood dragon pillar. The blood dragon pillar is the weapon of Zhu Yunzi, the first national teacher of the destroyed Great Chu Empire. It is rumored that it can condense thousands of blood and melt its body. It seems that young Dragon Chief Su knows about the blood dragon pillar, then I won't explain any more. I wonder if young Dragon Chief Su can accept this task. If you accept it, this is our deposit. It is rumored that young Dragon Chief Su is very interested in rare treasures. I wonder if young Dragon Chief Su likes these two deposits. Hanyu took out a brocade box from his arms. The brocade box was opened. Inside was a jade card with a cow engraved on it. It was the cow card in the 12 zodiac cards. In addition to this jade card, there was also a pitch black bead. When you look at the bead, you can vaguely attract people's attention. The cow card in the 12 zodiac cards, but what is this bead? While Su Chen was talking, he checked the 12 zodiac cards in the brocade box, then raised the pitch black bead and frowned. Trigger the 12 zodiac cards cow card, reward 2 orange lottery cards, trigger, Xianmo mind bead, cooperate with Xianmo Zen practice, can increase the power of mind, reward 2 orange lottery cards. Su Chen was introduced, but his face showed doubt. I don't know what this black bead is, but I know it can absorb people's thoughts. If you look at it for a long time, your spirit will decline, Hanyu said. Su Chen put down the heavenly demon mind bead and looked at the 12 zodiac cards. This is the 12 zodiac cards. It is said that if you gather them, you will have the opportunity to join the 12 heavenly palaces after entering the heavenly gate. You just take it out like this. Su Chen looked at Hanyu and said. It is very difficult to gather the 12 zodiac cards. It is better to take it out as a deposit, Hanyu said. Huangfu Science's strength ranks second in the Huangfu family. He practices the Red Sun Flame Yanggong, one of the Huangfu family's unique skills. It is rumored that he has practiced this skill to the realm of transformation, and his condensed divine power is also a Red Sun Phantom. If you want to snatch the blood dragon pillar from this person, I am afraid you need to send a very strong master, otherwise, it will be impossible to snatch it. So these two things are not enough as a deposit. Su Chen closed the brocade box and said. Although these two things are good for him, Su Chen wants more. After hearing Su Chen's words, Zihanyu pondered for a moment and said, I only have these two things on me for now. I will go back and prepare them. I will come to see Su Xiaolongxiao in 5 days. By then, I will bring all the rewards. These two things will be my gift. Zihanyu pushed the brocade box in front of Su Chen and said, 5 days later, I'm afraid I'm not here, but someone will be waiting for you here. The person waiting for you is the one who helps you. He will measure the rewards you give. Su Chen took the brocade box and said, now Zizia Feng is here. When the time comes, Zihanai will give a generous reward, and Zizia Feng can also take action. The person waiting for you is very strong, Su Chen then said. After hearing Su Chen's words, Zihanai nodded, and immediately stood up and said, thank you for Su Xiaolongxiao's reminder. I will satisfy the senior with a reward, Zihanai said and left in a hurry. This Hanyu sect has a very deep background, Su Chen muttered as he watched Zihanai leave. Master, should we send someone to follow him? Yuan Suin said. No, this Hanyu sect is not simple, and the business can be sustained. The things are ready, let's leave, Su Chen said. Already ready, let's go to Xianzhong City. Su Chen got up and left. Another place, Sima Changhan Manor. Brother, Su Chen secretly left Luoyang City, and his specific whereabouts are unknown. Do you want to investigate? Lin Zia Ocean said beside Sima Changhan. No need to investigate. If you investigate, I'm afraid he may not be able to come back alive. He just needs to leave Luoyang City. What's going on over there on Jiangxin Island? Sima Changhan asked afterwards. There was a rumor the night before yesterday that there was a tremor, but it disappeared in a moment. In the past 2 days, the sword tomb in Jiangxin Island has been emitting sword energy, and then disappeared. I sent people to Jiangxin Island to investigate, but as soon as they entered Jiangxin Island, they were enveloped by a force and killed. For the time being, I have not sent anyone to Jiangxin Island to investigate, but it is certain that Gu Shentong is using the sword tomb to do something, Lin Zia Ocean said in a deep voice. Don't send people to investigate for the time being, just pay attention from the outside. Also, I sent out a message to gather information. Have the other 3 general envoys replied? When can they arrive in Luoyang City? Sima Chang'an said. And General Envoy Lei has not returned any information. The other 2 general envoys should arrive in Luoyang City in 5 days, Lin Zia Ocean replied. This Lei Buhu has always liked to stay in seclusion. It seems we have to wait a while. You keep a close eye on the movements of the Lai family. This time, the Qinglong Society will definitely not let go of the leaders of the 36 alien races. I'm afraid a war will break out. If Lai Zhanbi is defeated this time, I'm afraid the Lai family will disappear in Jiangnan. This matter must be recorded in detail. It is our opportunity to explore the strength of the Qinglong Society. Maybe Su Chen will go to Xianzhong City, who knows, Sima Chang'an said. Chapter 827, The 7th Prince Liu Yu's Worry and Lai Zhanbi's Plan. The 7th Prince's residence in the capital. The 7th Prince Liu Yu's face was terribly gloomy. Are they really too rampant? His voice was not loud, but it was very low, showing his extreme anger. The Lai family was his mother's family, and it was also one of his important helpers now. If the Lai family had problems, then his losses would be extremely heavy. Your Highness, the power displayed by the Qinglong Society is too huge, but they have also provoked a big enemy. I have already contacted several big bosses in the Ministry of Personnel. They also have the idea of taking action against the Qinglong Society, said a middle-aged man in a green shirt in front of him. This is one of the 7 prince's 3 major staff members, named Gongsun Mingjing. It's just that there is an idea, which means there is no specific time to take action. It's been so long since Shindinguang was killed, and he still hasn't taken action. What a bunch of trash, the 7th Prince Liu Yu said coldly. Your Highness, be careful with your words, he said immediately when he saw Gongsun Mingjing. The big bosses in the Ministry of Personnel are not ordinary. They are still trying to win the support of the Ministry of Personnel. What did my uncle arrange? He convened a meeting of the 36 alien races. There should be some arrangements, Liu Yu said in a deep voice. Lord Lei has made some arrangements. The head of the Dead Man's Tomb has brought people to Xianzhong City, not only the people from the Dead Man's Tomb, but also the ancestor of the Red Sun Hall, the true man Chiji, has secretly come to the Lai family, Gongsun Mingjing beside him said. Are these the only ones? The second dragon leader of the Blue Dragon Society, Li Zhenhuan, broke the heaven gate with a flying knife in his hand. His strength is extraordinary. In addition to Li Zunhuan, there is also a person who appeared in Luoyang City but did not show up, but blocked the attack of the Heaven Gate with a long sword in his hand. The strength of these two people may be extraordinary. We need to be careful, Liu Yu said. Your Highness, don't worry. Lord Lei has also contacted the Dashan Temple of the Tantric sect Xianmu Shengren, one of the three heads of the Dashan Temple, brought the Xiandu cassock, the most precious treasure of the Dashan Temple, to the Lai family. With the Lai family and the 36 alien masters, what can the Blue Dragon Society do? Gongsun Mingjing said. It is rumored that the Xiandu cassock is a mid-grade spiritual weapon. Master Xianmu actually brought this treasure with him. Even if Li Zunhuan showed up and used that terrifying flying knife, he probably couldn't kill Master Xianmu. Very good, we must defeat the Qinglong Society, this time. Speaking of this, I also want to thank the Qinglong Society. If they didn't have so many enemies, my uncle might not be able to unite so many forces, Liu Yu said. Pay close attention to the situation in Jiangnan. Does King Liu have a reply? Liu Yu asked, changing the subject. King Liu has agreed to marry another daughter to your highness, Gongsun Mingjing said. Any interests need a bond. Nikinger, the princess of Danayang who was previously granted marriage by Emperor Zhou, died. The connection between King Liu and him was temporarily cut off. In order to consolidate the connection with King Liu, the seventh prince Liu Yu was going to choose another daughter of King Liu as his concubine. Okay, in this case, this matter cannot be delayed. Let him choose a candidate as soon as possible, and I will issue a marriage certificate at that time, Liu Yu said. Your Highness, I'm afraid we can't rush this matter. The fluctuations in the Tingzhou area are very large now, and the Liu Palace is in a very passive situation. I think we can wait, Gongsun Mingjing said in a deep voice. Mr. Gongsun, do you mean that the fluctuations in Tingzhou will have an impact on the Liu King? Liu Yu frowned slightly and said. There is such a worry, but your Highness, the Liu King has agreed to this matter and will not change it. We can slowly wait for the Liu King's reply, Gongsun Mingjing said. Is that so? You will arrange this matter. Although the major princes have not made any moves on the surface, many people are secretly accumulating strength and preparing to seize the opportunity to strike at others. If something happens to the Lai family this time, I'm afraid I will be the first target they deal with, the seventh prince said. Don't worry, your highness, I understand, Gongsun Mingjing. Another place. The ancestral land of the 36 alien races. In Xianzhong City, in a huge manor. Lai Zunhui stood on a pavilion with his hands behind his back. Feng Hanley, you dared to contact the people of the Qinglong Society, you are really courting death? Are there any movements from other tribes? Lai Zunhui asked in a deep voice. Other tribes? No contact with the Qinglong Society has been found for the time being. A man in a black robe behind him bowed and said. Other tribes? I guess Linglu Oshi of the Qinglong Society doesn't look down on them. From the itinerary, Feng Hanley should be in Xianzhong City today. As soon as he arrives, bring him to see me. I really want to see if he has cooperated with the people of the Qinglong Society. I hope he can give me some useful information, Lai Zunhui said coldly. Yes, the black-robed man bowed and left. After the black-robed man left, Lai Zunhui glanced at the scene outside the pavilion, turned around and walked into the pavilion. There was also an old man in a blue robe in the room. The old man was sitting upright drinking tea. Grand Elder, is there any movement from the Qinglong Society in the black market of Jinling City? Lai Zunhui looked at the blue-robed old man and said. There is news from the Jinling black market that there is no movement in the Qinglong stronghold over there. We are directly summoning the leaders of the 36 alien tribes. They should guess that we have a backup plan. Perhaps they are afraid, so they may not take action. The blue-robed old man put down the teacup in his hand and said in a deep voice. The Qinglong is very powerful. This is the best opportunity. They should not take action. I hope they don't take action. In this way, I can gather all the remaining masters of the 36 alien tribes in my hands. The Qinglong is helping me, Lai Zunhui said in a deep voice. Although the Lai family leads the 36 alien tribes, the 36 alien tribes are scattered all over the place and their strength is not concentrated. This time, the Qinglong took action, which made Lai Zunhui see an opportunity. Sometimes, crisis and opportunity coexist. If the Qinglong does not take action this time, then he can easily complete this matter. At that time, he really has to thank the King Longhu. This is how a powerful hero is. He will take advantage of various environments. At this moment, outside Xianzhong City, Su Chen and Yuan Sui looked at the city wall built of black stone in front of them. The city wall was about dozens of feet high, very majestic, giving people a sense of indestructibility. There were many people coming and going at the city gate. They were dressed differently. My lord, this is the ancestral land of the 36 alien tribes. When the 36 alien tribes migrated to Jiangnan, they gathered here and were not open to the outside world. Later, the 36 alien tribes migrated away, and only a few people stayed here, and gradually opened to the outside world. The characteristics of the 36 alien tribes also attracted many local people in Jiangnan, so it became so prosperous. The one stationed in Xianzhong City is Li Changsheng, the elder of the Li family, Yuan Sui said. Li Changsheng, the fourth giant of the Tomb of the Dead. Su Chen had heard about Li Changsheng, the elder of the Li family, from Wei Dongjin before. My lord, I'm afraid that people from the Tomb of the Dead will appear here, Yuan Sui said. Then let's kill them all together. Su Chen's eyes flashed with cold light. Let's go into the city. Su Chen and Yuan Sui stepped into Xianzhong City. Chapter 828, The Heavenly Demon Harp, April Hall Master, Wang Zumei. Not long after Su Chen and his party entered Xianzhong City, a woman carrying a long harp appeared at the city gate. The woman was tall, wearing a black long skirt, with long flowing hair, and exuding a chill. There was a sense of strangers staying away. The pedestrians around kept away from the woman in black. The gate guards saw this and their eyes condensed. This Xianzhong City is the territory of the 36 alien tribes, under the control of the Li family. Now the 36 alien tribes have gathered. It is to deal with the Qinglong society. The guards have also received a task to report any suspicious people quickly. The person who appeared is definitely not from the 36 tribes, so it is possible that he is from the Qinglong society. The leader of the guards winked at the person next to him. The person next to him quickly turned around and left. The woman in black skirt did not enter the city, but just stood at the city gate. It seemed that she was waiting for something. Time passed little by little. The atmosphere at the city gate seemed a little weird. The speed of some pedestrians became faster. Captain, what is she trying to do? A guard came to the previous leader and said. This is not something we should care about. This person definitely did not come here with good intentions. We should be careful. If there is any problem, run for our lives, the captain of the guard said in a low voice. But, the young man next to him hesitated. He wanted to go up and ask. We have reported the matter here. If you want to die, don't take us with you. As if he knew what the young man next to him was thinking, the captain said coldly. While he was talking, two groups of people appeared on the road outside the city gate. There were two people in the lead. One of them was wearing a black blood robe. On the blood robe was embroidered a black giant python. He was Liu Guchen, who succeeded Liu Zhengsheng as the new leader of the Python clan. The other person was wearing a white robe, his hair was also white, his face was a little sick, but his eyes were sharp. He was the chief of the 36 alien tribes, Bai Tianyu. Behind them were a dozen warriors carrying long swords. The group saw the woman in black standing at the gate, their eyes fixed, and they stopped. Liu Guchen of the Python clan, Bai Tianyu of the White Wood clan, the woman in black looked at the two and said. Hearing the words of the woman in black, Liu Guchen and Bai Tianyu's eyes fixed. The other party was coming for them. Who are you? Liu Guchen looked at the woman in black and said. I am Wang Zumei, the leader of the April Hall of the Qinglong Society. I am here today to take your lives. Boom. The voice echoed. Along with the echoing voice, a surge of evil spirit with terrifying murderous intent spread out. The leader of the April Hall of the Qinglong Society, hearing this, the two leading people changed their expressions. At this moment, the people far away from the city gate looked at Wang Zumei who appeared, and their expressions were horrified. The 36 alien races gathered together just to deal with the Qinglong Society. Unexpectedly, the Qinglong Society appeared directly at the gate of the city and intercepted the people who came to gather the 36 alien races. In terms of momentum, they did not take the 36 alien races seriously at all. Looking for death, kill her. Seeing this, Liu Guchen's eyes showed a ferocious look, and he shouted. Behind him, dozens of warriors instantly drew their swords and rushed towards Wang Zumei. Bang! Wang Zumei's eyes turned cold. The Cheyenne behind her instantly flew out and landed in front of her. With a flick of her hand, those who rushed up were instantly hit by a burst of energy, and the whole person exploded, forming a piece of flesh and blood. In a blink of an eye, blood covered the ground. The people who attacked were like ants, all turned into flesh and blood. The scene was extremely terrifying. Seeing this, Liu Gucheng and Bai Tianyu's expressions changed drastically. Liu Gucheng's strength was in the sea, but it was not the top sea, and Bai Tianyu had just stepped into the sea. "Rush into the city, otherwise we have no chance of survival," Liu Gucheng said. "Divine power, giant shadow of the sky python, divine fist of the sky python," Liu Gucheng shouted and unfolded his divine power, and took action. This is Cheyenne's home city. They have to rush in and wait for others to come to support them. Escape, they can't escape. Divine power, alone and desolate. Bai Tianyu's divine power is a bit strange. As soon as he appears, a sad atmosphere permeates. His palm slaps out like a sunset flower, dazzling people's eyes, and goes towards Wang Zumei. Wang Zumei's face remains unchanged, and she flicks her palm, and the sound of the piano fluctuates. A wave of air is formed, bombarding the two people. The divine power of the two people was instantly shattered. The two people's bodies were frustrated, and blood was about to come out of their throats. They were shocked. They didn't expect that the sound of the other party's attack could hurt them. At this moment, Wang Zumei's Cheyenne was directly inserted into the ground. Fingers fluctuated. Two strings flew out instantly, turned into two silver lights and flew out instantly. Sensing the strings, his face changed drastically, and his body changed rapidly. It's just that they are fast. The strings are faster. Swish. Swish. Two rays of light penetrated. The two people paused and fell from the air. The strings were pulled back. Wang Zumei looked calm. The 36 alien races, is that all? How can such a strength be worthy of being the enemy of my Qinglong society? Looking at the two figures lying on the ground, Wang Zumei said with a cold expression. How dare you? How dare you? At this time, a low roar came from the city. With a roar, a figure fell on the ground. The man who came was a burly middle-aged man wearing a green robe and appeared at the gate of the city. That's Mu Feng, the fourth of the 36 alien races, seeing the figure that appeared. Someone in the distance outside the city spoke. The Qinglong society is so arrogant that they dare to come here. At this time, a cold voice appeared behind the figure. It was an old man wearing a gray robe and exuding a dead air. Who is this person? Seeing this figure, some people did not recognize who the other person was. Wang Zumei looked at the two people who appeared with a calm look, and did not have any psychological fluctuations because of the appearance of the two people. You are full of death, it seems that you are from Dead Man's Tomb, Wang Zumei said. I didn't expect you to know where I came from. I am Fei Honggayu from the Tomb of the Dead, the gray-robed old man spoke in a loud voice. A terrifying wave formed and went towards Wang Zumei. It's just a dead person, why so loud? As Wang Zumei spoke, her aura burst out, and the sound waves that were rushing over were directly dispersed under this aura. And a terrifying killing intent appeared on her body, and the killing intent condensed in the air, changing the color of the sky and the earth. People watching the battle from a distance sensed this killing intent, trembling all over, with horror in their eyes. What a terrifying killing intent! How many people are you going to kill? Some people said with trembling hearts. Wang Zumei, the person who slaughtered the entire martial arts world in the six-fingered kin demon, killed many strong people, and the killing intent condensed was of course stronger. Facing Wang Zumei, Mu Fenghe and Fei Honggayu from the Tomb of the Dead, the two couldn't help but look at each other. They were shocked. They knew they had encountered a strong enemy. Divine power, immortal stars, divine power, forbidden land of death. The two did not dare to be careless and burst out their divine power at the same time. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 829, Killing Intent shocks the heavens. One man and one kin kill through the city gate. The divine power burst out, and Mu Fenghe shouted, and his body shot out violently, and his palm slapped out. A terrifying energy appeared in his palm. The energy formed a feeling of nebula, carrying a terrifying destructive force, and attacked Wang Zumei like a tidal wave. Mu Fenghei's unique skill, the Starry Sky Destroying Palm. In addition, Fei Hongyu from the graveyard raised his palm, which was like a white bone. His palm stretched out into a claw and attacked Wang Zumei. For a time, the palm covered the surrounding space, making it seem like there was no place to hide. Although the palm was like a white bone, it was like a mountain, pressing people so hard that they couldn't breathe, and it was filled with a breath that corroded the human body. Two divine powers suppressed. In addition, the two people attacked with all their strength. For a time, the momentum shook the sky. The momentum that Wang Zumei had guided out before was suppressed. Don't overestimate your own ability. Under the suppression of this momentum, Wang Zumei snorted coldly. When the palms of the two were about to fall, divine power, killing demon, boom, an even more terrifying divine power erupted from her. The divine power was filled with terrifying killing intent. The killing intent condensed into Zither shadow. The shadow appeared illusory, and the world was suddenly bloody, as if it was carrying endless killing. She raised her palm. The demon Zither was held in her palm. Heavenly Dragon 8 sounds, she shouted in a low voice. Her palm waved. With a flick, the two people who were attacking felt a terrifying airflow sweeping over, which blocked their bodies. Bang! There was an explosion sound where the two people's palms attacked. What? Seeing this, the two people's expressions changed. They immediately attacked again. Two strong energy forces went towards Wang Zumei again. Bang! Bang! Wang Zumei plucked the strings of the zither twice. The terrifying sound wave power flew out instantly, blocking the two people's palm power. Then Wang Zumei's palm was seen plucking continuously. Waves of sound waves kept rushing out. The two people resisted, but after only resisting a few sound waves, the sound waves rushed into their bodies. The two paused, controlling their own strength to resist the power of the sound waves in their bodies. From today on, it will be the nightmare of the 36 alien races. After saying that, Wang Zumei turned around and left with a Cheyenne Macan. Seeing Wang Zumei leave, the two changed their expressions and wanted to catch up, but the energy in their bodies prevented them from chasing. Not long after Wang Zumei left, several figures appeared at the city gate. The leader was Lai Zhanbei. Seeing the two people standing at the city gate, he wanted to get closer. Bang! Bang! Just as he moved his feet, Mu Fenghei and Fei Hongyu, who had taken action, exploded directly and turned into a ball of flesh and blood. Seeing this situation, Lai Zhanbei's eyes changed color and became ferocious. Looking at the direction where Wang Zumei disappeared, his eyes were full of endless murderous intent. At this time, several figures appeared at the city gate, led by Feng Hanli from the Fengli tribe. Feng Hanli saw the situation at the city gate. His expression was startled. What happened here, Chief Lai? Feng Hanli came to Lai Zhanbei and asked. Don't you know? Looking at the Feng Hanli who appeared, Lai Zhanbei's eyes flashed with a hint of coldness, and he said, I know. Hearing Lai Zhanbei's words, Feng Hanli was stunned. He didn't understand what Lai Zhanbei meant. Swish! A figure appeared in front of Lai Zhanbei. Sir, the people from the other 3 gates who came in all the tribes have all been in trouble, and no one is alive. There are still 10 tribes who haven't entered the city yet, the person who came in said. What? Hearing the words of the person who came in, Feng Hanli's expression changed, and he couldn't help asking, all of them, all died at the hands of the Qinglong Society people. The one who just took action here is Wang Zumei, the head of the April Hall of the Qinglong Society. As for the other gates, I'm afraid they are also at the level of the head of the hall. Chief Feng, you are so lucky. Lai Chengsheng, who followed in a blue robe, looked at Feng Hanli and said. Feng Hanli was shocked. He didn't expect that the Qinglong Society would take action at this time. They didn't wait for the 36 alien races to gather. They killed a group of people first. Great Elder, it's not my luck. I guess it's because a few people came, so the Qinglong Society left, Feng Hanli said hurriedly. Really? Then let's go into the city. I just have something to ask you. Lai Zhanbei looked at Feng Hanli and said. In this situation, he would not take action against Feng Hanli, so as not to cause fluctuations in the remaining alien races. Seeing this, Feng Hanli could only leave with him. At this time, in Cheyenne's home city, Su Chen and Yuan Su Ayan were in a restaurant. The two disguised themselves, dressed in ordinary clothes, and were having a meal in the lobby of the restaurant. At this time, a figure holding a long knife walked in and sat at one of the tables. People around saw him. He couldn't help but say, "Wang Dadao, why did you come at this time, do you know?" Just now at the East City entrance, Wang Zumi, the leader of the April Hall of the Qinglong Society, appeared and killed Liu Guchen, the new leader of the Python clan, as well as Bai Zili of the Beimu clan and others, and Mu Fenghe, the fourth master of the 36 alien tribes, and the masters of the Dead Man's Tomb, took action, but they were all killed, one man and one zither. It was effortless. "This Qinglong Society is too strong." The man took a sip of wine and said. "You mean someone from the Qinglong Society took action?" "Yes. The person who took action is too strong, one man and one zither. The murderous intent is shocking." "What a peerless female devil," Wang Dadao said. "Not only in East City, but also on the roads of the other 3 city gates, all the people from the 36 alien races who appeared were killed. The Qinglong Club acted too decisively. I think these 36 alien races are going to be in trouble." "Unlucky, I'm afraid it's not just bad luck. The Qinglong Club said they would exterminate the clan, but just now, Li's Hanbi appeared at the city gate, and there were masters beside him. I'm afraid the Lai family also invited masters." "Fighting, it seems that this battle will be very exciting." Hearing this, some people got excited. Jianghu warriors originally liked to watch such battles. Otherwise, they would not have gathered here. "You can make a move first, Li's Hanbi. I really want to see how you defend yourself," Su Chen said while drinking. Of course. He did not participate in this matter, which was directed and arranged by Ling Luoshi. He only needs to intercept the fortunes of the 36 alien races and the Lai family in the end. With the fortunes of the 36 clans and the Lai family, he should be able to condense a little bit of the virtual image of the dragon. The largest manor in the city. Feng Hanli followed Li's Hanbi into the hall. "Chief Feng, have you contacted Ling Luoshi?" As soon as he entered the hall, Li's Hanbi looked at Feng Hanli and said, "Yes, Ling Luoshi came to see me and hoped that I would provide them with information about the 36 alien tribes. If they don't agree, they will destroy my Feng Lai tribe when I leave," Feng Hanli said. Li's Hanbi knew that Ling Luoshi contacted him. Then he didn't need to hide it. There was no point in hiding it. "Well, then you agree." "I have to agree, but I am willing to cooperate with Brother Lai to surround and kill the people of the Qinglong Society. I think Brother Lai must have made corresponding preparations to summon the leaders of the 36 alien tribes," Feng Hanli said. "Yes, I have made preparations. As long as they dare to come, I will make them die without a complete corpse. You find a way to contact them and try to make them take action during the meeting." "Not now," Li's Hanbi looked at Feng Hanli and said. He was afraid that the remaining alien tribes would also be in trouble. Chapter 830 Useless people can only die. "I can't contact them. I can only wait for them to contact me." When I came, Ling Luoshi went to the Beggars sect to meet Qiao Feng and wanted to join forces with the Beggars sect, Feng Hanli said. "The Beggars sect? Just a group of beggars. If they dare to come, we can just get rid of them all at once. I believe they will contact you when you arrive in Xianzhong City." "Great Elder, take Chief Feng and the others to the prepared wing room," Li's Hanbi said. "Please, Chief Feng." The blue-robed chief elder Lai Chengshang looked at Feng Hanli and said. There was a hint of impatience in his tone. Feng Hanli's expression did not change, and he left the hall. The manor is a typical Jiangnan-style building. After a while, Lai Chengshang took Feng Hanli into a large courtyard. In the courtyard, some not-so-precious flowers and plants were planted, well taken care of, and growing very vigorously. "Chief Feng, your men will be arranged in the courtyard next door." After saying that, Lai Chengshang turned and left. Looking at Lai Chengshang who was leaving, a trace of haze flashed in Feng Hanli's eyes. "Master, they are going too far." The old housekeeper who came with him looked at Lai Chengshang who was leaving with a look of resentment on his face. "Go and investigate what just happened," Feng Hanli ordered. "Master, should we send spies to find out what experts Li's Hanbi has invited to help?" the housekeeper said. The Fengli clan ranks second among the 36 clans and has its own spies in Xianzhong City. "No need to investigate, you won't find out," Feng Hanli shook his head. "Go and investigate what happened at the city gate first," Feng Hanli waved his hand. "Yes," the old housekeeper bowed and left the courtyard. Manor. In the hall, the blue-robed old man Lai Chengshang stepped into the hall. "Master, Feng Hanli has sent his butler out. I believe that the people from the Qinglong Society will contact him. Should we send someone to keep an eye on him? No, Feng Hanli didn't think about cooperating with the Qinglong Society. At first, Feng Hanli is very smart and knows what he should do. I'm not too worried about him. I'm worried about the Qinglong Society. What they did is damaged the reputation of my 36 alien races, and it also made people panic. Notify the clan leaders who are already in the manor not to leave the manor for the time being, so as to avoid any accidents, Lise Hanbi said in a deep voice. Today, the Qinglong Society attacked and killed the 36 alien races, the 4th-ranked Mu Fenghe, and the Dead Man's Tomb, Fei Hongao, all died at the hands of Wang Zumei, the master of April Hall. Wang Zumei's strength is somewhat extraordinary. Wang Zumei attacked and killed directly at the city gate, showing her strength in public. The other 3 places attacked and killed secretly. The 2 coordinations put pressure on him, Lise Hanbi. Qinglong Club, I really want to see how strong you are, Lise Hanbi muttered. In the evening, in Feng Hanli's courtyard. Master, I have already found out everything that happened outside the city gate. The most ferocious one should be Wang Zumei, the head of April Hall of Qinglong Club. She killed 4 concentrated masters with her own zither. She is very domineering, the murderous intent on her body is overwhelming. From the information we have obtained, although the other party appears for the first time, he should be a person who has killed countless people. The old housekeeper recounted what happened at the city gate in detail. The trouble caused by the life family of Qinglong Club has been borne by my 36 alien races. I hope that this time Lise Hanbi can kill the people of Qinglong Club with a force of thunder, so that the trouble of my 36 alien races can be alleviated. The people of Qinglong Club have contacted you. Feng Hanli looked at the old housekeeper and said, Master, this is a letter sent by someone not long after leaving the manor. The old housekeeper took out a letter from his sleeve and handed it to Feng Hanli. Feng Hanli sent the old housekeeper out of the manor so that the people from the Qinglong Society could contact the housekeeper. Feng Hanli opened the letter. Late at night, outside the East City, in a manor 5 miles away, waiting for the Feng clan leader. The signature was Ling Luoshi, the head of this Hangayu Hall. Outside the city, seeing this, Feng Hanli frowned slightly and handed the content of the letter to the old housekeeper. Master, this is absolutely not allowed outside the city. Seeing the information in the letter, the housekeeper's face changed. I'm afraid Ling Luoshi is worried about Ling Luoshi in the city. I'm afraid I can only go to see Ling Luoshi. I'm still useful, and they shouldn't attack me. What's more, even if they attack, Feng Hanli, I'm not so easy to kill, Feng Hanli said in a deep voice. But what if they do it? The old housekeeper said in a deep voice. After I leave, half a minute later, you go to see Lise Hanbi and ask him to support me, Feng Hanli said after thinking for a moment. Is this the only way? The old housekeeper said in a deep voice. Late at night, Feng Hanli left the manor and quickly headed out of the city. Outside the city, a manor. Ling Luoshi was standing at the entrance of the courtyard lobby with his hands behind his back, looking at the bright moonlight. In my next life, I want to appreciate this moonlight endlessly. In the last life, warriors also experienced birth, old age, sickness and death, but they were just stronger than ordinary people. In this world, before reaching the heavenly gate, as long as you reach the heavenly man realm, you will have a lifespan of 200 years. If you reach the heavenly gate, I'm afraid your lifespan will be longer, and immortality may also be possible. Of course, all this is based on power. He wants to help the master and establish supreme power. Only with power can you have resources and become stronger. Ling Luoshi's eyes flashed with cold light. This is his belief in this life. In the lobby, Yuan Shishangsun was sitting upright, emitting a strong aura. He practiced the heaven-hate method given by Su Chen, integrating all the hatred of his previous life into it, and he was able to cultivate it very quickly. With the support of the elixir, his strength improved by leaps and bounds. There were 2 people sitting next to him. Both were very young. The 3rd Hall Master Chu Jiangnan and the 5th Hall Master Fang Yingkan. Chu Jiangnan closed his eyes and circulated the energy in his body, concentrating his mind and gathering his divine power. His strength was much worse than that of others. The master asked him to become the 12th Hall Master, and he had to reach that level. Otherwise, with his strength, he might only be a helmsman in the Qinglong Club, now. Just like Wen Zuyan. So he was eager to improve his strength. Recently, combined with the divine power of this world, he already knew the direction of his divine power gathering. I believe that it won't be long before he can step into the sea and concentrate. As for Feng Yinkin, he had an aristocratic aura on his body, his eyes were sharp, and he was also closing his eyes to rest. Suddenly, his expression moved. In the courtyard, a figure fell. It was Feng Hanli. Feng Hanli sensed 4 auras when he entered the hall. Patriarch Feng, you are here, please come in. Ling Luoshi, who was standing at the door, waved his hand and invited Feng Hanli to enter the hall. Feng Hanli's eyes moved slightly, but he still followed him into the hall. Seeing the 3 people sitting on the side, his eyes slightly focused. Among the 3 people, only one was not Hai Zhongningshan. These are the 3 hall masters of my Qinglong Club. They came to help me this time. The 2nd hall master Yuan Shishengxin, the 3rd hall master Chu Jiangnan, and the 5th hall master Feng Yinkin, please sit down. When Ling Luoshi introduced them, he asked Feng Hanli to sit opposite Yuan Shishengxin, and he sat next to Yuan Shishengxin. Feng Hanli sat down and said with a puzzled look, before I came, I heard that the 4th hall master of your club was killing people everywhere, and I wanted to see him. I didn't expect that he was not here. The 4th hall master Wang Zumei was killing people at the gate of East City. He was very knowledgeable. When it's time to show up, he will show up, Ling Luoshi said. Patriarch Feng should have met with Lise Henbei. I wonder what kind of expert Lise Henbei invited. Ling Luoshi looked at Feng Hanli and said, I haven't found out yet. I will find out before the meeting, but I hope that Master Ling will promise me not to attack the remaining 36 alien tribe leaders for the time being. After eradicating the Lai family, I still want to subdue these alien tribes, Feng Hanli said. Is that so? That's a pity. I'm afraid I can't promise you this. You haven't found out Lise Henbei's strength. I want to use the remaining alien tribes to test Lise Henbei's strength. Ling Luoshi shook his head. Master Ling, what do you mean by this? Don't you believe me? Feng Hanli's face turned cold when he heard this. To be honest, I really don't believe you. And I invited you here today to use you to test Lise Henbei's strength, Ling Luoshi said. What do you mean? Hearing Ling Luoshi's words, Feng Hanli's expression changed. Kill you. See if Lise Henbei will take action, Ling Luoshi said in a very calm tone. Previously, he needed to draw on other forces to deal with the 36 alien races. That's why he wanted to use Feng Hanli and get rid of Feng Hanli after getting rid of the Lai family. But now, the forces on his side no longer need to rely on Feng Hanli, so Feng Hanli is useless. Useless people can only die. Chapter 831, The Young Marquis of the Divine Spear and Blood Sword, Feng Hanli's Unwilling Death. Hearing Ling Luoshi's words, Feng Hanli's eyes condensed. Ling Luoshi, you want to kill me? Lise Henbei dared to summon the leaders of the 36 alien races, so he must have arranged a lot of strong men. Without me, you would not know at all. Don't underestimate Lise Henbei, Feng Hanli said in a deep voice. No matter what he prepared, he must die. Your value is to help me test Lise Henbei's background, Ling Luoshi said calmly. You want to kill me? Can you do it? While Feng Hanli was talking, his figure turned into a residual shadow and went out of the courtyard. When he moved, Feng Yinkin, who was sitting at the end, also moved. Here you come, how can you leave? Feng Yinkin, who chased out, had a burst of ki on his arm, and the ki turned into sharp arrows. Sad little arrows. The arrows were transformed into ki and shot out instantly. Not 1, but 3. The speed was so fast that it attacked Feng Hanli's head, throat, and heart. Feng Hanli sensed 3 forces coming at him. He turned around. He slapped out 3 times quickly. The 3 forces collided with a sad little arrow that shot out. Bang! 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 The 3 forces collided and a terrifying force erupted. He attacked, but his body was blocked. Feng Hanli landed in the courtyard. Swish! When he fell, a firework flew out of his hand and rushed into the sky. Before he came, Feng Hanli had made arrangements. It seems that you have made arrangements, but it doesn't matter. This day next year will be your death anniversary, but I'm afraid no one will pay tribute to you. Your son was killed when you left Feng Mansion, and your Feng Mansion was also destroyed, with no one alive. Feng Yinkin looked at Feng Hanli and said coldly. What? You destroyed Feng Mansion and killed my son. You have no intention of cooperating at all. Hearing Feng Yinkin's words, Feng Hanli's eyes became ferocious. He believed what Feng Yinkin said. Looking towards the hall, Ling Luoshi was already standing at the door. Ling Luoshi, said I would destroy the 36 alien tribes. How could I break my promise? Go and accompany your son tonight. Ling Luoshi said with his hands behind his back. I'm going to kill you. Feng Hanli's eyes became ferocious, and a terrifying force burst out from his body. Without saying anything, he rushed towards Ling Luoshi. Your opponent is me. It is rumored that you are the second best among the 36 alien tribes. I really want to see how strong you are as the second best. Feng Yinkin stood in front of the other party. Little beast, if you want to die, I will kill you first, then Ling Luoshi, Feng Hanli shouted, his eyes turned red. Divine power, wind, thunder and clouds move, heavenly wind and thunder fist, the aura on his body burst out, forming a force of wind and thunder. Invisible wind and thunder sounded. Wind and thunder rolled in his palms, heading towards Feng Yinkin. There was no reservation at all. He wanted to kill Feng Yinkin first, and then kill Ling Luoshi. The terrifying power of wind and thunder erupted in his palm, forming a terrifying palm force like a sea tide. Old man, do you have the ability to kill me? Divine power, mountains, seas and the world. A divine power erupted from Feng Yinkin's body, and the divine power became a mountain. As soon as it appeared, a heavy force surged out. Along with this heavy force, there was also a tidal force. Although Feng Yinkin was young, he was very strong, otherwise he would have been one of the 6 great masters of the world at such a young age. With the appearance of divine power, the mountain scripture in his body began to run rapidly. Qi gathered in his arms. The sad little arrow condensed out. Yuan Shishangsen used the mountain scripture to perform the mountain scripture with a short arrow he made himself. That was because at that time, although Yuan Shishangsen's own strength had broken through to the sea concentration, he had just broken through, so he forged the arrow to maximize the power. And the divine power he condensed was the sad little arrow. With weapons, it can burst out with stronger power. Feng Yinkin used the mountain scripture as his divine power, burst out his greatest key and condensed into a sad little arrow. The sad little arrow burst out. It collided with a palm that attacked. Wind and thunder rolled in the palm, and the key in the arrow exploded. The two forces collided, and for a while, the key in the courtyard rippled out like a tide. The two figures retreated at the same time. 8 wind and thunder forces, after being repelled by a blow. Feng Hanli's figure shot out again, and his palm slapped out at the same time. A pair of palms rolled with the power of wind and thunder. This time the speed was not very fast, but it revealed a terrifying power that made people palpitate. Sensing the power in the palm, Feng Yinkin's eyes condensed. The mountain scripture on his body was running rapidly, and the terrifying key was like a raging tide, condensing on his arms. 2 sad little arrows emerged, showing a silver color. Once they appeared, the surrounding air trembled, and there was a sense of collapse. The sad little arrows are a skill in itself, with strong lethality. Kill! Kill! The 2 men shouted at the same time, and their palms fell, and the little arrow of sadness shot out. Bang! Bang! 2 forces exploded. A storm was set off. Feng Yinkin's body was shaken back. Kill you! Seeing this, Feng Hanli rushed towards Feng Yinkin. He couldn't give Feng Yinkin a chance by suppressing Feng Yinkin. What's more, Ling Luoshi and others were still there. The powerful wind and thunder force continued to burst out from his palms. For a while, Feng Yinkin was suppressed. Step by step, Feng Yinkin felt like he was forced into a desperate situation. Aren't you going to kill me? Why do you have only this little strength? Feng Hanli's eyes flashed red as he pressed forward step by step, and his hands were extremely powerful. His palm passed through Feng Yinkin's key gang. It went towards Feng Yinkin's chest. Feng Yinkin moved his feet anxiously and barely avoided this palm. Feng Hanli's face was ferocious, and his palm became a claw and grabbed towards Feng Yinkin. But at this moment, Feng Yinkin's face showed a ferocious look. His palm moved at his waist. A blood-colored sword light shot out instantly. It tore through Feng Hanli's key and instantly pierced into the opponent's throat. The sword light was extremely fast. Feng Hanli did not dodge this sword. Swish! The sword light was withdrawn. Feng Yinkin's figure retreated violently, and the soft sword in his hand dripped with blood. The sound of dripping echoed in the silent courtyard. Feng Yinkin had a resounding title in the world of martial arts, talking and laughing with swords and sleeves and laughing with blood, turning hands for clouds and rain. The young Marquis of the magic gun and blood sword. A person's name may be wrong, but the title must not be wrong. It talks about the magic gun and the blood sword. It talks about his 2 unique skills, the Blood River magic sword and the Weary magic gun. Feng Hanli's strength is at the top of the sea of concentration. Feng Yinkin has not reached it yet. He couldn't kill the opponent in a head-on confrontation, so he made a plan. At first, he was very arrogant and directly resisted, using the power of the mountains and seas to offset the opponent's power and pressure, making it impossible for the opponent to kill him in a short time. When the opponent was pressing step by step and thought he was about to succeed, he used the Blood River sword. He pierced the opponent's throat. When warriors fight, there is no complete crushing strength. Tactics and means are also a kind of fighting. Covering his neck, Feng Hanli's eyes were full of reluctance. He was killed by Feng Yinkin just like that. And while Ice Henbi and the others didn't show up, you are also a tool for them to test us. It's a pity that you are destined to die. Ling Luoshi looked at the unwilling Feng Hanli and said, "Send a signal." But no one showed up. There's only this explanation. Me, plop. Feng Hanli's body fell to the ground. Chapter 832 I am here to lend you my head. Not far from the villa, Grand Elder, the head of the family, has sent a signal. We should take action. Beside Lai Changsheng, Feng Hanli's housekeeper said anxiously. I have sent people to investigate. Just wait for the news. Lai Changsheng, who was wearing a blue robe, said calmly. At this time, a black figure quickly came in front of Lai Changsheng and bowed. Elder, there are 4 hall masters of the Qinglong Society in the manor. The first month hall master is Ling Luoshi. The second month hall master is Yuan Shishengsen, the third month hall master is Chu Jiangnan, and the fifth month hall master is Feng Yinkin. Ling Luoshi has no intention of cooperating with the Feng clan leader. Before coming, he had already wiped out the Feng clan leader's family. The Feng clan leader wanted to kill Ling Luoshi, the fifth hall master of the Qinglong Society. Feng Yinkin took action and fought with the Feng clan leader. The Feng clan leader had the upper hand, but was killed in a counterattack due to carelessness. The man in black briefly recounted what happened in the manor. What, you mean the master? The housekeeper beside Lai Changsheng heard the news with disbelief and excitement. Grand Elder, please help us avenge our master. Bang! Just as he finished speaking, Lai Changsheng suddenly made a move and instantly slapped the old housekeeper on the head. The old housekeeper was not prepared at all. His head was directly blown apart by this palm. Feng Hanli is dead. You will die with your master. It is not advisable to stay here for long. Let's go. Feng Hanli was just a chess piece of theirs, a chess piece to test a Qinglong society. If he dies, he dies. How could he be asked to take action? And it is not safe here, so we must leave as soon as possible. But they stopped after walking a few steps. Under the moonlight, a woman in white was sitting cross-legged with her eyes closed not far away, and there was a guqin in front of her. The moment they stopped, the closed eyes suddenly opened, and a cold light shot out instantly. The surrounding atmosphere also instantly became solemn and murderous. Is it you, Qinglong Society? April Hall Master Wang Zumei, seeing the woman in white, the pupils of the great elder Lai Changsheng suddenly shrank, and there was fear in his eyes. Today, Wang Zumei killed people at the gate of Xianzhong City, and her portrait had already been spread. What's more, there was a guqin in front of the other party. It has already revealed his identity. It seems that you are waiting for us here. Lai Changsheng looked at Wang Zumei and said coldly. While speaking, his eyes were fixed on the guqin in front of Wang Zumei. The guqin is a murderous guqin. I came here specially to borrow Elder Lai's head. Please don't be stingy, Elder Lai. Wang Zumei's voice was cold, but the murderous intent was permeated invisibly. The surrounding atmosphere was automatic without wind. Humph. You want to take my head? Let me see how you take it. Lai Changsheng snorted coldly. Suddenly, he grabbed the man in black beside him with his palm. Then he threw the man in black directly towards Wang Zumei. Bang! Wang Zumei looked calm, and she plucked the heavenly demon harp in her hand, causing the black-clothed man who rushed over to burst directly and turned into a ball of blood mist. When the blood mist erupted, Lai Changsheng's body moved. He did not flee, but when the blood mist appeared, his body turned into a black light and shot towards Wang Zumei. His palm stretched out into a claw and attacked the heavenly demon harp in Wang Zumei's hand. Kill me, I will kill you first. The speed of the attack was so fast that the power of the heavenly demon harp could not be exerted unless she plucked the strings. It was just that he was fast. Wang Zumei's hands moved even faster. In an instant, her palm landed on the heavenly demon harp. The sound of the harp appeared, forming a silver wave, heading towards Lai Changsheng. Lai Changsheng looked startled. His body retreated rapidly. Divine power, Heavenly Zhuan San Liu, True Flow Fist power. A divine power erupted from the retreating Li Chengshang. The divine power was like a whirlpool, forming a tidal pressure heading towards Wang Zumini. At this time, he clenched his clawed palm into a fist and punched out. The fist blasted out, and the key burst out. Under the influence of the divine power, the key turned into a huge vortex and burst out. Bang! The two forces collided, and the key rushed out. Li Chengshang's figure was shocked and retreated several steps. He stomped his feet on the ground to stabilize his figure, and looked at Wang Zumiri in front of him with gloomy eyes. He blasted out a fist and slowly fell. A trace of blood flowed out of the fist. One blow. Just now, his violent ki vortex failed to block the opponent's sound waves. This woman, I am no match for her, let's attack together, Li Chengshang said in a low voice. This time, he didn't come here alone. While he was talking, two black figures walked out of the darkness quickly. The two people appeared, moved their bodies, and formed a triangular siege with Li Chengshang. One of them held two golden gongs in his hands. The other person held a gray copper stick in his hand, his palm tightly clenched, and a fierce aura emanated from his body. The two people's eyes were locked on Wang Zumiri like poisonous snakes. I dare to come, don't I have any preparation? Li Chengshang stared at Wang Zumiri with a sinister look, and a ferocious smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. I heard that your piano is very powerful. I don't know whether your piano is more powerful or my gongs and cymbals are more powerful. While speaking, the person holding the golden gongs and cymbals opened both hands at the same time, and then closed them. Ling. A crisp and roaring sound burst out from the golden gongs and cymbals. The sound waves instantly formed a golden light and attacked Wang Zumini. Kill. At this moment, the person holding the gray stick did not say much, and his feet moved. Along with the sound of the sound waves, the long stick in his hand attacked Wang Zumiri as fast as lightning. Divine power, angry ape. When the divine power was released, a blurry figure of a gray giant ape appeared behind him. One stick to split the sky. With the appearance of the angry ape, the aura of the man holding the stick became violent, and he roared and howled. The bloody aura on his body permeated, and the whole person turned into a violent ape, and he struck down with a stick. On the other side, Li Chengshang's eyes turned gray. A terrifying death aura appeared on his body, and his divine power also burst out instantly. The original true energy turned into a death aura that enveloped his fist. A punch was thrown out. The terrifying death aura formed a vortex and enveloped Wang Zumiri. HMPH. Wang Zumiri's cold eyes became deep, and she snorted coldly. The Shyamakin in her hand was directly plucked. Boom. 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 A sound wave attacked the man holding the golden gong. The sound wave carried endless killing. It penetrated a golden sound wave and formed a crescent blade, attacking and killing. Clang clang clang. Seeing this, the man holding the golden gong cymbals kept colliding with the gong cymbals in his hand, emitting sound wave power, trying to resist. Swish. The crescent blade penetrated everything and rushed into his body. The other two waves of air attacked the man with the stick and Li Chengshang. The air waves collided with the fist and the long stick. A terrifying energy storm erupted. At the moment the energy storm appeared, Wang Zumiri picked up the Shyamakin and plucked the strings again, but there was no sound. Instead, a string flew out and turned into a silver light that penetrated the storm. It penetrated the aura of the man with the stick. With a hiss, it pierced the man's throat. The man with the stick wanted to attack again, but the pain in his throat made him look at it. A silver string. Bang! The air on the string burst, the throat burst directly, and the head flew out. The body did not fall to the ground for a while. Seeing this scene, Li Chengshang's face changed drastically. He did not expect that the other party would easily resolve the attack of three people and even kill one person. His face became solemn and looked at the man holding the gong and cymbals. But when he looked at it, the gong and cymbals in the man's hand cracked and then turned into copper sheets. Brother Lin, bang! Before Li Chengshang finished speaking, the man holding the gong exploded and turned into flesh and blood. The Shyamakin in Wang Zumiri's hand is a top-grade spiritual weapon. The power it exploded is extremely powerful. Unbearable, Wang Zumiri snorted coldly. She looked at Li Chengshang. Send you on your way, the strings in her hand plucked. Boom! A terrifying sound wave force went towards Li Chengshang. Kill. True flow rotating gang. Seeing this, Li Chengshang activated the true energy in his body without reservation. Then he punched out, and the terrifying true energy formed a series of key gang screens and attacked the sound waves. The two forces collided. Suddenly, the violent true energy was hid and swept around. Some of the surrounding trees were instantly turned into powder under this energy and disappeared with the wind. Under this power, Lai Changshang's face was pale and he was shocked and flew backwards. A muffled groan came from his throat and a mouthful of blood spurted out. At this time, suddenly, a silver string attacked him. Seeing this, Lai Changshang quickly twisted his body to avoid the silver string. When he avoided the silver string turned back in an instant and entangled his throat in an instant. Swish! A blood mark appeared on his neck. It was not him who avoided it just now, but the other party deliberately let him avoid it, so that it entangled the other party's throat. He touched his throat with his palm. Blood flowed out from the blood mark, and then his head fell to the ground. His eyes were lifeless. Wang Zumei grabbed the head of Lai Changshang with her palm. Chapter 833, The head is delivered, and the provocation comes. Xianzhen City Manor. Lai Zhenbi sat in the first place. Next to him was an old man in a gray robe with a pale face. The old man seemed to be squinting, but his eyes were open. But his eyeballs did not move. There was no breath fluctuation on his body, like a living dead. Duh. At this time, a figure walked in from outside. The person who came in had a solemn expression, holding a rectangular box in his hand. Master. The people from the Qinglong Society sent a box and asked you to open it yourself, the person said. A brocade box was sent and I want you to open it myself. Lai Zhenbi's expression condensed and he stood up. Have the elders come back, Lai Zhenbi said. No news about the elders for the time being, the person hurriedly said. While speaking, Lai Zhenbi had already come in front of the person. His palm fell on the brocade box. I want to see what the Qinglong Society sent. Lai Zhenbi opened the brocade box. But when the brocade box was opened, the man holding the brocade box had a drastic change of expression, and his hands were shaking. Lai Zhenbi's face was extremely gloomy. This is too much. Lai Zhenbi's voice was as low as thunder, with endless anger. Because there were two heads in the brocade box. One was Feng Hanli, and the other was Lai Changshang. After killing someone, he sent the head here. This was a naked slap in the face. The man holding the brocade box had cold sweat on his forehead. He didn't dare to put the brocade box down, nor did he dare to take it away. His body trembled. Master Lai, it's useless to be angry. Let me take a look. The gray-robed old man, who had not moved his eyes before, stood up and came to the brocade box. He grabbed it with his palm. Two heads flew out, and the two palms began to examine it. Feng Hanli's head was cut off after his death, and Elder Lai died after his head was cut off by a special weapon. I don't know if these two heads can be given to me, the gray-robed old man said. The head of Feng Hanli can be taken away by the tomb owner, but the head of the Great Elder needs to be buried, and the sharp weapon that cut off the head of the Great Elder should be the strings of a zither, and the one who did it should be Wang Zumei, the head of the April Hall. Send someone to investigate outside the city immediately. I want to know what happened, Lai Zhenbi said in a low voice. Yes, the person who came quickly left the hall. Damn it, damn, Qinglong Society, I must kill you. The murderous aura on Lai Zhenbi's body continued to surge. Killing people at the city gate, and now killing people and sending heads. This is a complete provocation to him, Lai Zhenbi. The Lai family has never been provoked and insulted like this. Come here, Lai Zhenbi shouted in a low voice. A figure walked in from outside the hall. He was dressed in a black robe and exuded a terrifying aura. Mobilize people immediately and bring back the remaining clan leaders who have not arrived as soon as possible. I want to convene a meeting of the 36 alien races as soon as possible. Lai Zhenbi was filled with murderous intent. He is now going to tear apart the people of the Qinglong Society, tear apart Ling Luoshi, and the next morning. When Su Chen walked out, Yuan Su Ain was already waiting. The two of them came to the lobby of the inn from the second floor and prepared to have some breakfast. At this moment, many people were already eating breakfast in the lobby. Do you know? Someone died outside the city again last night, a warrior said. Isn't it normal for people to die? Hearing the warrior's words, the people next to him couldn't help but say. In the fights in the rivers and lakes, it is normal for people to die. It is normal for people to die, but last night the people of the Qinglong Society had another fight with the 36 tribes. The people who died in this battle were Feng Hanli, the second-ranked one of the 36 tribes, And Lai Changsheng, the eldest elder of the Lai family, the strong man said softly. What? Hearing this news, many people were shocked. They didn't expect that it was just one night. The eldest elder of the Lai family and Feng Hanli, the second-ranked one of the 36 tribes, died just like that. Do you know how they died? Some people immediately became interested and asked. We don't know how he died, but it might be done by Wang Zumei from the Qinglong Society who was holding the guqin. The man sat down, drank a bowl of wine and said, this is not shocking enough, do you know? The people from the Qinglong Society killed Feng Hanli and Elder Lai, and sent their heads to Lai's Hanbei. The Qinglong Society is so domineering. Why do they feel like they are making dumplings for others when the 36 alien races gather together? Someone said in a deep voice. I'm afraid it's not that simple. Lai's Hanbei dared to summon the 36 alien races, so he must have some means. Just as they were talking, a figure covered in blood, riding a horse, was galloping towards the direction of the ancestral manor of the 36 alien races. Who is that man just now? That man seemed to be the guard commander beside Lai's Hanbei. Why is he covered in blood? I heard that Lai's Hanbei mobilized people last night to pick up the remaining 36 alien members, but from the looks of it, the 36 alien chiefs who haven't arrived yet are probably in danger, some people whispered. No matter what, this is still the city of the 36 aliens. With the pressure step by step, Lai's Hanbei must be extremely angry at this moment. I just don't know what kind of masters he invited, Chen thought to himself. Let's go. After we finish eating, we will head to the ancestral manor of the 36 aliens. From the situation of that person's return just now, I'm afraid Ling Luoshi and others have killed the 36 alien chiefs who haven't arrived in Cheyenne's home city yet. Then the next step should be to face Lai's Hanbei directly. Lai's Hanbei, I really want to see what your trump card is. Lai's Hanbei was able to lead the 36 alien tribes for so many years. His strategies and martial arts are absolutely amazing. There were more than 20 people sitting in the hall of the manor. Most of them were the 36 tribe leaders who had arrived earlier. At this moment, these people's faces were extremely angry, and they were filled with murderous intent. Lai's Hanbei was sitting in the first seat, and his expression seemed very calm. Report at this time, the leader covered in blood that Chen and the others had seen earlier rushed into the hall. Master, we were attacked by the beggar gang on our way back, and the remaining tribe leaders were all killed. Lai's Hanbei, Ling Luoshi of the Qinglong Society, and Leader Qiao of the beggar gang are here to visit. Please come out of the house to see me. Just as the commander's voice fell, suddenly, a sound like thunder sounded outside the manor, rumbling into the hall. Inside the hall, everyone was stunned, and then everyone's face became cold. The Qinglong Society actually came to their 36 alien tribes' ancestral land in front of them. The Qinglong Society is presumptuous. The Qinglong Society is looking for death. Let's go out and tear them into pieces. The clan leaders of various tribes, who were originally depressed in their hearts, had even more murderous aura on their bodies. The 36 alien tribes were originally murderous. They had been completely aroused by the Qinglong Society. The murderous intent surged in the hall. Lai's Hanbei immediately stood up and strode out of the hall. Others also stood up, walked out of the hall, and went out of the manor. Around 7 o'clock in the evening, 2 more. Chapter 834, Battle begins. Bladestorm kills 3 people instantly. Outside the manor, Ling Luoshi, dressed in brocade, and Qiao Feng, dressed in a gray robe. The two looked at the manor in front of them with cold eyes. Is that Ling Luoshi from the Green Dragon Society, and Qiao Feng from the Beggars sect? At the same time, many warriors gathered outside the manor. Some of them couldn't help but speak up. Many people thought that the Green Dragon Society would take action, but they didn't expect it to appear so directly. What are they going to do? Some people asked the people next to them. Are they going to face the 36 alien races head-on? I didn't expect the Green Dragon Society to kill people yesterday and come to the door today. This time there will be a good show to watch. I didn't expect the Green Dragon Society to join forces with the Beggars sect and come to the door like this. I'm afraid a big war will break out. The voices of discussion continued. It also caused a commotion in Cheyenne's home city, and many warriors quickly gathered. Many people appeared on the houses not far away and on the restaurants on the streets. Chen and Yuan Suian came early, and they were standing near the manor. My lord, this Lai's Hanbei and the people of the 36 alien tribes may have been driven crazy, Yuan Suian said softly. I wonder what the background of this Lai's handy is. I hope he can give me some surprises. Su Chen looked at the manor of the ancestral land of the 36 alien tribes and said in a deep voice. In the eyes of Su Chen and others, inside the manor, fierce auras burst out. As figures rushed out of the manor like locusts, Lai's Hanbi was the leader. His eyes were full of ferocity and sinisterness. Ling Luoshi, Qiao Feng, you dare to appear in my ancestral land of the 36 alien tribes? Lai's Hanbi looked at Ling Luoshi and Qiao Feng and said. Why not? After today, there will be no 36 alien tribes, Master Lai. I still thank you. If it weren't for you, to be honest, it would still take some time to destroy the 36 alien tribes. Ling Luoshi stepped forward, emitting a terrifying murderous intent. His tone was calm, but the murderous intent was soaring. Hearing Ling Luoshi's words, Lai's Hanbi's originally ferocious and sinister expression suddenly became calm. Your idea is very good, but today this is the place where you will be buried. Since you are here, then show up and let me see what kind of masters you, Qinglong Society, and Beggar's Sect have brought, Lai's Hanbi said with a cold look in his eyes. Bang! At this time, a sound of a zither spread. Bang! 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 3 terrifying sound waves and key forces attacked Lai's Hanbi. Zumaru Shinjing Yankee, Lai's Hanbi shouted. In an instant, he punched out 3 times. The fist force and the sound wave key force collided and a terrifying explosion sounded. In the explosion, Wang Zumei, dressed in white and with a graceful figure, appeared in one place holding the Xianmekan, looking at Lai's Hanbi with cold eyes. There was a hint of surprise in her heart. The opponent's fist force blocked her sound wave attack. Although she was not strong enough to fully exert the power of the heavenly demon harp in her hand, Lai's Hanbi was able to simply block her sonic attack with her fist strength. Her strength should not be underestimated. Wang Zumei from the Qinglong Society, Lai's Hanbi looked at Wang Zumei with gloomy eyes. This person killed many of their 36 alien races. Wang Zumei did not say anything, just stood there. Seeing that Wang Zumei did not say anything, Lai's Hanbi looked at Ling Luoshi. Did the Qinglong Society only send 2 people? That really disappoints me. The Qinglong Society is not just sending 2 people. Brother Yuan, you guys should show up too. As Ling Luoshi finished speaking, Yuan Shishangsen, Chu Jiangnan and Feng Yinkin walked out of the crowd. Old beggar, show up too. After Yuan Shishangsen and the others showed up, 2 old men in beggar clothes also walked out. Hong Kigan and Ling Su, 2 concentrated masters from the beggar gang. Is this a master from the beggar gang? They were not very surprised about Yuan Shishangsen. The appearance of 2 masters from the beggar gang surprised some people. There were rumors of other strong men in the beggar's sect, but these 2 men obviously had not shown up. I didn't expect there was another warrior at the Danshan Huahe level. Lai's Hanbi's eyes fell on Chu Jiangnan. There was surprise in his tone. He originally thought that they were all in the sea of concentration? Just as Lai's Hanbi's voice fell. In the manor, a scream suddenly came out. You guys, hearing the scream, Lai's Hanbi's face was gloomy. Go see what's going on, he said to the people behind him. The 3 figures were about to turn around, but at this time, Chu Jiangnan's figure turned into a residual shadow and appeared in front of the 3 people. Looking for death, seeing Chu Jiangnan stop him. The 3 people burst out with a strong wave of true ki, and their figures moved and killed Chu Jiangnan. Lai's Hanbi had just found out Chu Jiangnan's strength. Danshan Huahe level. The 3 of them were also at the Danshan Huahe level. Killing Chu Jiangnan was not a big deal at all. Thunder Shadow Palm, Split the Air Fist, Phantom Strike. One of the 3 people stretched out a gray spear in his hand. The long spear was extremely fast, turning into a series of spear shadows, and went towards Chu Jiangnan's vital points as fast as lightning. The other 2 followed with their palms bursting with true energy. Chu Jiangnan's eyes were calm. Holding the long sword, he shot out instantly. The sword light was cold and sharp. Clang. It collided with a long spear in the spear shadow. Sparks and explosions were heard instantly. Die, just at this time. The other 2 people had already joined forces to attack. Their faces were ferocious, and their palms covered Chu Jiangnan. Chu Jiangnan concentrated his mind, pulled back the long sword in his hand instantly, and slashed out 2 more swords. The sword light was violent, turning into sharp sword energy and colliding with the opponent's palm energy. There was a sound of air explosion. At the moment when the sound of air explosion appeared, Chu Jiangnan bowed, stepped forward, and the sword energy around him surged. The surrounding airflow made an unbearable huge explosion under the sword energy. Chu Jiangnan's sword art was inherited from Liu Sheng Yijian, and his sword energy was domineering. Blade storm, the sword energy burst out from his long sword and instantly swept towards the three people. The speed was so fast. The three people who made the move seemed to be in a sword energy storm. In the next moment, there was sword energy all around. Their minds were affected. The spear, palm power, and fist power burst out and rushed towards the sword energy storm. The sword energy storm was dispersed. But the man with the spear sensed a breath of death in an instant, and his hair stood up all over his body. Not good, he just spoke. A sword light pierced his chest. He didn't even scream. His body fell and exploded, turning into a ball of blood mist. The other two sensed this situation. With horror in their eyes, they attacked Chu Jiangnan. Chu Jiangnan moved, and the sword light burst out again. Under the extremely fierce sword energy, a cold chill instantly invaded the two people. The two people felt that their movements were a little slow. It was only in this slow moment. Chu Jiangnan's figure turned into a residual image and penetrated the two people. Swish! Swish! In an instant, two heads rolled out at the same time, blood rain sprayed from the broken necks. The heads that rolled out still maintained a look of shock and disbelief. In a short time, three people of the same realm as Chu Jiangnan, the 36th alien race, fell to the ground. Seeing this scene, some people were horrified. The strength of the King Longhu, Hall Master is indeed not simple. Li's Hundi's eyes became obscure. Chapter 835, the battlefield intensifies, and characters continue to appear. I'm here to kill you. At this time, a figure rushed out. Divine power, sword light. As soon as this person made a move, a huge divine power burst out. Along with the divine power, a dazzling sword light swept out. The sword light whistled like a storm. Chu Jiangnan's eyes condensed. A sense of danger rose in his heart, and his whole body was suppressed. Divine power, he had not yet condensed, but he had gained something. The sword energy on his body flowed, resisting this pressure. At the moment of resisting this pressure, his figure moved quickly. He barely avoided the sword. Boom! The sword light fell on the ground. Dust flew up. The sword fell to the ground, and the long sword in his hand turned into a streak again and went towards Chu Jiangnan. Chu Jiangnan slashed with a long sword in his hand. The sword energy collided with his sword energy. The sword energy exploded, and the sword energy continued to sweep out. Chu Jiangnan continued to draw his sword and barely blocked the sword energy. His figure was also shocked by the sword energy and walked backwards. The sword art, the sword momentum of the strong man who was concentrating in the sea, and the sword energy were all very domineering. Moreover, Chu Jiangnan had not yet stepped into the sea to concentrate. For a time, Chu Jiangnan was at a disadvantage. Seeing this situation, Feng Yinken moved. When he moved, suddenly, a figure rushed out and blocked Feng Yinken. The man was full of death, staring at Feng Yinken with ferocious eyes, raised his palm, and a cold air burst out from his palm, grabbing towards Feng Yinken. Looking for death, seeing someone stopping him, Feng Yinken's face turned cold. He raised his arm, and the sad little arrow condensed instantly and shot out. Seeing the sad little arrow, the man who shot it was stunned, but his palm did not retract. When colliding with the sad little arrow, a layer of dark color appeared on his palm, making his palm like dark glass. Ling. The sad little arrow condensed by the true energy collided with the palm. There was a sound of metal collision. Feng Yinken's eyes condensed, his aura condensed, his divine power burst out, he moved his footsteps, and his figure shot out violently towards the person who came. His palm slapped out with a strong and powerful force like a mountain. He attacked the other party. Shattered Heart of Darkness, seeing Feng Yinken coming to kill, the person who attacked him shouted, and a strong and cold force burst out from his palm. And it went towards Feng Yinken's chest at a tricky angle. Bang! Feng Yinken turned his palm and collided with the other party's palm. The two forces collided head-on. The figure was shocked and retreated several steps. If you want to stop me, then I will kill you first. Feng Yinken's eyes became fierce, and his divine power burst out completely. Along with a burst of divine power, the mountain character scripture and the divine art of forbearance in his body burst out at the same time. The two forces were fully activated, and a terrible force surged from his body. With his power, he raised his arm and a sad little arrow appeared. Kill me, I will kill you today. Let you know the power of my Dead man's tomb, whoever kills you will be killed by the dead man's tomb. The man who made the move had a sinister look on his face, and his ki surged, and a death-like aura spread out. His palm was like black glass. The sad little arrow that Feng Yinkin had just shot could not break his palm. So he didn't care. Kill. At this moment, Feng Yinkin's sad little arrow shot out. The opponent's palm also slapped out. But this time when the palm collided with the sad little arrow, the sad little arrow directly penetrated the opponent's palm. Ah! The strong man from the dead man's tomb who made the move screamed, "Do you think that if you block my first attack, you can block my second attack?" Feng Yinkin snorted coldly. While snorting coldly, his figure shot out in front of the opponent, stretched out his palm, and hit the opponent's throat. "You dare!" At this moment, a low and cold voice spread out. As soon as this voice appeared, the surrounding world became cold. The air seemed to freeze in an instant. Seeing this, Ling Laoshi's eyes condensed. He stepped forward, and his divine power burst out. 4 doors of the screen appeared instantly, blocking the suppression of this breath. Boom! Yuan Shishangsen stepped forward. The sad little arrow on his arm condensed and shot out. The arrow light flowed and went to place. A shriveled palm appeared there, and it slapped out and collided with the sad little arrow. On the other side, a Buddhist sound came out, and the Buddhist sound was wanton and came out towards Feng Yinkin. Wang Zumei's eyes condensed, and the Cheyenne Mikan in her hand came out. A sound of the kin appeared and collided with a Buddhist sound. Boom! The two forces collided. A man in a purple cassock walked out. Ah! At this moment, Feng Yinkin's palm fell on the throat of the person who made the move. "If you don't have that strength, stay put and don't make a move." Feng Yinkin's face was fierce, and he twisted the other person's throat with a click and threw the other person's body aside. At this moment, the atmosphere became solemn. An old man in a gray robe and full of death appeared. On the other side, the monk in a cassock confronted Wang Zumei. The tomb of the dead, one life determines life and death. Mingjie Chong, the great Shan temple of the Tantric sect, the master of Xianmu. Seeing the two people appear, some martial artists recognized their identities and exclaimed in their hearts. Mingjie Chang glanced at Yuan Shishangsen, and then looked at Feng Yinkin. "The one who killed my tomb of the dead, I will twist off your head in a while," Mingjie Chang said in a low voice. While speaking, his palm raised, and the body of the old man in the tomb of the dead who was killed by Feng Yinkin was grabbed by Mingjie Chang. Swish! The head of the dead old man was directly grabbed by Mingjie Chang. A breath of death appeared in his hand. In a blink of an eye, the head with flesh and blood turned into a skeleton. Everyone's eyes condensed when they saw this. They didn't expect it to be like this. "Tang Mu, show up," Mingjie Chang said while playing with the skeleton in his hand. Tang Mu, hearing this name. The warriors watching the battle were stunned. Even on the house, Su Chen's eyes narrowed slightly. Compared with others, Su Chen was not very clear about this Tang Mu. "I didn't expect that Tang Mu, the previous master of the Red Sun Hall, would come." When Su Chen was puzzled, someone spoke up. Red Sun Hall. Su Chen's eyes narrowed slightly. The Red Sun Hall joined forces with the Nanguang family and the Jiangbei Hall family to attack Su Chen. However, the Jiangbei Hall family and the Red Sun Hall were dealt with by Dingpeng and Yan Nanshan, who came out of the mountains. Before they took action, they joined forces with Li's Hanbi to attack the Qinglong Society. Looking around, a figure walked out. The figure was wearing a scarlet robe and had a burly figure. His hair was also red. He exuded an extremely hot energy fluctuation. This is the performance of practicing the Red Sun Hall's unique Red Sun 9 extremes to the extreme. "This person is not simple," Su Chen said as he looked at the figure that appeared. Seeing this figure, Qiao Feng showed a fighting spirit on his face. The other person's aura was violent and strong, very similar to his aura. He stepped out, and a dragon roar aura surged out of his body, sweeping towards the other person. "Qiao Feng, this is our feud with the Qinglong Society. You are also involved in it. Aren't you afraid that your beggar's sect will be wiped out from now on?" Seeing the aura on Qiao Feng's body, Tang Mu appeared and said with cold eyes, "Let my beggar's sect be wiped out from now on. No one in this world can do it." It is rumored that Tang Mu, the previous master of the Red Sun Hall, relied on a pair of Red Sun 9 extreme palms to shock the south of the Yangtze River and led the Red Sun Hall to become one of the two halls. "Today, I, Qiao Feng, really want to see how strong you are," Qiao Feng said. The aura on his body was surging. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 836 Chu Jiangnan's Divine Power Condensed, Everything in the Universe, the Ninefold Life Pressure Linglu Oshi, the 13th Limit of Yuan. Is the new head of the Tomb of the Dead a 9th level? I wonder if the new head of the Tomb of the Dead has come. Su Chen looked at the gray-robed old man and said, "Do you know that the Tomb of the Dead has a new head?" Just as Su Chen finished speaking, a cold voice sounded in Su Chen's ears. Su Chen's expression condensed slightly, and his eyes looked in the direction where the voice came from. A woman in a blue and white long skirt stood not far away. The blue and white long skirt showed her graceful figure. But she was wearing a veil on her face, so her complete face could not be seen clearly. However, from the exposed face, the woman's face was very beautiful. But her eyes were a little cold. "I just heard that the Tomb of the Dead has a new head? How come the girl is also interested in the Tomb of the Dead?" Su Chen said. "Yes." The veiled woman moved and came not far from Su Chen and the others in a blink of an eye. Yuan Sui's eyes condensed. He showed a defensive posture. "I have no ill intentions, don't be vigilant." Sensing Yuan Sui's vigilance, the veiled woman said, "I wonder what you think of this fight." The veiled woman then spoke. "It's a little hard to guess this fight. After all, judging from the current situation, it's hard to say who will win or lose," Su Chen said softly. "I'm very optimistic about the Qinglong Club. They haven't really lost since they appeared," the veiled woman said. "It's hard to say." Su Chen looked in the direction of Chu Jiangnan. Chu Jiangnan's opponent was a C-concentrated strong man. The divine power suppressed him. Although he used his sword energy to resist this pressure, he was still suppressed overall. It's just that this suppression gradually became limited. "Who do you think will die among them?" At this time, the cold woman also looked in the direction of Chu Jiangnan and spoke. "That C-concentrated strong man will die." Chu Jiangnan's swordsmanship is very powerful, and the opponent's divine power cannot suppress him. Once Chu Jiangnan finds an opportunity, the C-concentrated strongman will probably be killed with one sword. "I wonder what the girl thinks." Su Chen looked at the cold woman. "This time your opinion is the same as mine," the cold woman said with her beautiful eyes motionless. While they were talking, the swordsman who was fighting with Chu Jiangnan suddenly retracted his attack. He held a long sword horizontally in his hand, and his eyes emitted a cold light. "If you continue to fight like this, you may be able to condense divine power, but I won't give you such an opportunity. Take my sword." After so many moves, he still couldn't take down Chu Jiangnan. Moreover, Chu Jiangnan's aura became more and more condensed, and there was a vague feeling of condensing divine power. He would not let Chu Jiangnan condense divine power. Once Chu Jiangnan's divine power condensed out, at that time, he would probably die under Chu Jiangnan's sword, so he wanted to kill Chu Jiangnan with one sword. Boom! The sword intent on his body burst out, and the long sword in his hand was raised. The sword energy condensed and turned into a fierce tiger. Chu Jiangnan, who was opposite him, had a fixed look in his eyes. The opponent's sword was not simple. The sword was as powerful as a tiger. With one slash, the sword energy was like a tiger coming out of the mountain, and the murderous aura shook the sky. When Chu Jiangnan was in a heavy mood, the opponent drew his sword. Tiger killing heaven slash, the opponent stepped on the ground, his body suddenly rose, and slashed with a sword. The sword was drawn, and the sword energy was extremely dense, sucking all the surrounding air into this sword energy. Chu Jiangnan's eyes were solemn, and a sense of oppression appeared around him. Along with the oppression, the surrounding space seemed to be squeezed, making him feel suffocated. When this suffocating feeling appeared, the situation of his previous life suddenly appeared in front of him. He had planned all his life to kill Qin Beichuan, but died at the hands of Bai Yun. It can be said that it was all in vain. Although he was reborn, the oppression in his previous life has not been completely eliminated. At this moment, under this huge sword intention, he recalled his life again, and his state of mind suddenly began to change. In this life, he wanted to be his true self. There was no need to hide himself. The Chu people are in Jiangnan, and the sword roars all over the rivers and lakes, perfect interpretation of himself. Boom! At this moment, his divine power that had been condensing suddenly took shape. Chu Jiangnan's divine power has nothing to do with his sword. although he practiced the sword art of Liusheng Yijian. But he was not obsessed with sword art. He was a person who was conducive to greater power. After coming to this world, he practiced the Senluo Wongxiang of his father Duanmuqi. Senluo Wongxiang became extremely strange, and his moves were as heavy as thunder, with the power of yin and yang, which could be said to be extremely domineering. So he directed his divine power in this direction. With a sudden enlightenment, the divine power condensed Senluo Wongxiang. Boom! With the divine power, a thunder surged out. When the divine power condensed, Chu Jiangnan slashed with a sword. The sword light collided with the knife light. The sword light was shattered. The longsword in Chu Jiangnan's hand was also shaken out by the powerful force. Even if you comprehend the divine power, what can you do? You will still die under my sword. The sword shattered Chu Jiangnan's sword energy with one blow. The swordsman showed a ferocious smile on his face. He raised the longsword in his hand and slashed it again. The sword energy fell down in all directions at a very fast speed. However, Chu Jiangnan was faster, and the higher his practice of Senluo Wongxiang Gong, the faster he was. He dodged the sword in an instant. Boom! The sword energy fell to the ground. Dust flew on the ground. At the moment when the dust flew, a figure appeared in front of the swordmaster. Boom! A punch was thrown out with his hand. The punch was like a heavy thunder, hitting the opponent's chest directly. Bang! The whole body of the swordsman was blown away by this punch. When the body flew backwards, it exploded directly and turned into a ball of flesh and blood. The scene was a bit surprising. Although the people who appeared earlier were confronting each other, they had not yet fought, and they were willing to watch their fight. This situation was surprising. Chu Jiangnan successfully condensed the divine power with the help of this battle. Kill! Chu Jiangnan raised his hand and grabbed the long sword that had been shaken away. He attacked the people behind Lai's Henbei. Kill! The atmosphere became violent. Hong Kigan and Bi Lingsu also shot out instantly. Lai's Henbei's eyes condensed. The remaining dozen people behind him also rushed out, and the two sides fought. At this time, Feng Yinkin kept appearing said arrows in his hand, and the arrows attacked the crowd like meteors. Boom! Ah! Screams were heard in the explosion. Retreat! Some people quickly went into the manor. Feng Yinkin, Chu Jiangnan, Hong Kigan, and Bi Lingsu rushed into the manor. The strong men of the beggar gang have all come this time. Cooperating with Wen Zuyan and other disciples of Yuan Shishangsen, they entered the manor in advance. For a while, the scene became chaotic. Lai's Henbei's face was gloomy, but he stood at the door of the manor without moving. His eyes were looking at Ling Luoshi viciously. Ming Lao, you stop Ling Luoshi and Yuan Shishangsen, I will go kill the others. Lai's Henbei looked at Ming Jiazhong and said. Okay. Hearing Lai's Henbei's words, Ming Jiazhong's expression was ferocious, and the evil spirit was permeating his body. A huge aura of divine power appeared on his body. Divine power, 9 turned skulls, Ming Jiazhong shouted in a low voice, and a blood shadow appeared behind him, and 9 skull shadows appeared in the phantom. Boom! This divine power instantly enveloped Ling Luoshi and Yuan Shishangsen. He was going to suppress Yuan Shishangsen and Ling Luoshi with his own strength. Chapter 837, Fierce Battle, Lai Family Ancestor, The Power of Heaven and Man. Divine Power, 4 doors of the screen. Divine Power, Sad Little Arrow. When the divine power of the 9th level of life enveloped the two people, the divine power of the two people burst out to resist the pressure of the divine power that enveloped them. Ling Luoshi's divine power is not yet perfect. Yuan Shishangsen had just stepped into the sea and concentrated his mind for a while. The two of them were still a little short of facing the 9th level of life alone. The 9th level of life fought Yuan Shishangsen and Ling Luoshi alone. Lai's Henbei's face became ferocious. His aura surged. He turned around and was about to go into the manor. He wanted to kill all the people from the Qinglong Society who entered the manor. Of course, this was also a gesture. He wanted to see if there were any other people from the Qinglong Society who showed up. Boom! At this moment, Wang Zumei's divine power burst out, and the shadow of the heavenly demon harp appeared in the air. The heavenly demon harp in her hand was instantly raised. Heavenly Dragon 8 sounds, she plucked the strings of the harp and directly performed the Heavenly Dragon 8 sounds, attacking Lai's Henbei. The person who made the move. A wave of sound went towards Lai's Henbei. Divine power, Zumi Heaven is shocked. Boom! A terrifying breath appeared. Along with this breath, Li's Hanbei's true energy surged several times, forming a terrifying true energy vortex. It collided with the attacking sound wave. Boom! The terrifying power exploded. Li's Hanbei was shocked and took a step back. His eyes became gloomy. The opponent's sound wave actually shook him back a step. Donor, your opponent is me. At this time, the figure of Xianmu Shengren of Tantric Buddhism appeared in front of Wang Zumei. Tantric Buddhism, Diamond Sutra. As soon as he appeared, Xianmu Shengren shouted in a low voice, and a scripture burst out of his mouth. The power of the scripture turned into sound wave power and went towards Wang Zumei. And when the sound wave burst out, a terrifying golden shadow appeared behind him. The shadow showed a vague image of Buddha. Dang! Wang Zumei plucked the strings of the zither with both hands, and the sound wave burst out, colliding with the sound of the Zen Sutra. The two forces collided, forming invisible ripples that spread around. Some people who were close to him immediately covered their heads. They screamed in pain. Su Chen, who was standing on the roof, also felt a strong sound wave attacking his head. Boom! Yuan Su Ain burst out a burst of true energy. He blocked Su Chen. After the wave of energy, many people fell to the ground with their heads in their hands and rolled around. Su Chen looked at the cold woman not far away. The cold woman's face did not change. The sound wave just now did not have any effect on her. From this situation, it seems that the Qinglong society is not as good as Li's Hanbei and is at a disadvantage, Su Chen said. This is just the beginning, the cold woman said. Her eyes were fixed on the battlefield. Haha, it seems that no one else has come with you, then I will bury you all here today. Li's Hanbei's face was extremely ferocious, and he laughed wildly. If there were other masters, they should have shown up. Instead of Wang Zumei stopping him. Tisk! Just in the next moment, a sword light suddenly appeared. The sword light was pitch black. When the sword was slashed out, the space seemed to be condensed. This sword was extremely fast and domineering. It was very similar to Chu Jiangnin's sword art. But it was stronger than Chu Jiangnin's sword art. The one who made the move was Liu Sheng Yijian. Just in case, Liu Sheng Yijian and Zhu Yiren also followed Su Chen to Xian's home city. Liu Sheng Yijian's sword condensed his own divine power and sword intent together. Domineering and fast. Sumeru's shocking palm, Li's Hanbei also reacted quickly. He came back to his senses in an instant, roared, and slapped out a palm, slapping towards the dark sword light. One sword decides life and death, Liu Sheng Yijian shouted in a low voice. Black light flew in the air. Bang! The palm force collided with the sword energy. Li's Hanbei was shocked back several steps, and Liu Sheng Yijian was also shocked back. Kill! Liu Sheng Yijian failed to strike with a sword, and his body rushed away violently. The long sword in his hand turned into a black sword shadow, covering Li's Hanbei. Yajiu Yijian, seeing the sword coming out of the sword, Li's Hanbei's face flashed a cold color. Sumeru Xiangang, Blood Evil Xianju, the Zumi true energy in Li's Hanbei's body circulated rapidly. Under the circulation, the blood and ki in his body burst out. Boom! Blood and ki were like air, filling the world, and the sky turned bloody. The blood-colored air combined with the Zumi Ganki. He clenched his palm. Triple Blood Evil Fist, 1 punch, 2 punches, 3 punches. In the blink of an eye, 3 punches were superimposed, and the terrifying Blood Evil and Ganki condensed in his fist. Boom! The black sword light that was chopped was shattered under this fist. Liu Sheng Yijian's figure was shocked and retreated several steps. A trace of blood flowed from the wrist holding the long sword. Yajiu Yijian, you are not my opponent, Li's Hanbei snorted coldly. His figure moved and turned into a residual image. Kill you first, Qinglong Sword Master, I will bury my bones here first. A punch was thrown out. The energy was like a mountain, and the blood was like the sea, suppressing the sword energy around Liu Sheng Yijian. Liu Sheng Yijian slashed with a sword. He did not regret his sword, without a trace of retreat. Boom! The long sword collided with a fist. Liu Sheng Yijian was shocked back again, and his feet stepped hard on the ground before he stopped. But at this moment, the sword energy on his body was somewhat dissipated, his breath was unstable, and blood continued to flow out of his hand holding the long sword. But Liu Sheng Yijian's eyes became extremely bright. Why didn't Li Wuxi make a move? Seeing this, Su Chen's heart trembled slightly. Judging from the strength shown, Liu Sheng Yijian's strength is not as good as Li's Hanbei. If the battle continues, Liu Sheng Yijian has no chance of winning. or there is a possibility of death? So he was wondering why Li Wuxi didn't make a move. His eyes couldn't help but look at the cold woman beside him. The cold woman's gaze remained the same. It seemed that she sensed Su Chen's gaze. That Liu Sheng Yijin is no match for Li's Hanbei. If no other masters of the Qinglong Club appeared, they might really lose this time. After all, the strongest of the Li family hasn't made a move yet, the cold woman said. Isn't the strongest of the Li family Li's Hanbei? Su Chen asked in confusion. Li's Hanbei is very strong, but the Li family also has an ancestor named Li Xiangshan. It is rumored that Li Xiangshan has the power of a strong man above Xianmen, the cold woman said. What? The power of a strong man above Xianmen? Su Chen showed surprise on his face. In his heart, he understood why Li Wuxi did not show up. He was probably waiting for Li Xiangshan, the ancestor of the Li family, to make a move. His eyes could not help but look at Liu Sheng Yijin. In the field, Qiao Feng sensed that Liu Sheng Yijin was suppressed. His body moved. But in front of him, Tang Mu spoke. Boss Qiao, don't you want to see my strength? Then let me see which is stronger, my Red Sun 9 Extreme Palm or your Dragon subduing 18 palms, Tang Mu was talking. The divine power on his body burst out. As the divine power came out, a hot breath filled out. Along with this heat, a terrifying flame of true energy filled out from Tang Mu's body. Especially his palms, which turned red at this moment. With a move of his footsteps, his body shut out. Red Sun, Yan Yang, Qiao Feng's eyes turned cold. The aura on his body surged, and the terrifying golden true energy burst out of his body. The dragon shadow on his body rolled. Dragon subduing, heaven suppressing. 2 dragon shadows of true energy filled Qiao Feng's palms. Boom. The 2 men slapped their palms, 3 in the afternoon, or around 7 o'clock, try to finish writing this plot. Chapter 838, Violent Palm Collision, Yuan 13 Limits, Ling Luoshi Cooperation. The palms of the 2 men collided, and violent qi flowed. The figures were shocked back. At the moment of shocking back, both of them burst out with surging and violent qi. The aura on their bodies instantly climbed to the peak state. At the same time, they roared. The power in their palms burst out, and they attacked again. While the flames burned, the qi dragon roared. A series of terrifying qi waves broke out where the 2 men fought, and the qi waves reverberated wildly, tearing the surrounding qi. One after another, the qi that seemed to be substantial rushed into the sky and stirred up the wind and clouds. Good. Good, Tang Mu and Qiao Feng retreated violently, and both of them showed excitement on their faces. Divine power, Red Yang Extreme Sun. At this moment, Tang Mu burst out the true power of his own divine power. A round of red sun spread out. The qi on his body surged, and the blazing true qi swept the surrounding air and burned it into vacuum. For many years, I haven't used my full strength. I really want to know where your beggar's sect came from. Tang Mu looked at Qiao Feng and said. The beggar's sect appeared very suddenly. Almost appeared in a short time. This is a bit puzzling. The rivers and lakes are changing, the forces are also changing. Why can't our beggar's sect appear? Qiao Feng said. While speaking, the divine power on his body burst out. 18 dragon shadows filled the air. What a domineering divine power. With your divine power, you will definitely become one of the overlords in this world. Tang Mu looked at the divine power that burst out from Qiao Feng and said. The divine power is domineering and powerful. Sometimes there is a sense of identity between the strong. Red Sun 9 Extreme Palm. When the voice fell, Tang Mu shouted in a low voice, and slapped out a palm with both hands. The flames in the palms were like the red sun. The energy around the body was surging, like a scorching sun. 18 dragon subduing palms. Boom. At this moment, Qiao Feng also made a move. The energy in his palms was like a torrent. With a palm slap, the terrifying energy turned into 18 dragon shadows and hit the palm that was bombarding. Bang! On one side, the 18 dragon subduing palms, 18 palm forces, and on the other side, the red sun was like a scorching sun, and the palm force was equally violent. The 2 forces collided. This time it was more terrifying than before. The palms of the 2 men collided. Boom! The 2 men landed on the ground, and the ground cracked under the huge force. A strong wind appeared around them. The 2 men stepped on the ground and dug deep into the ground. They competed with each other in terrifying strength. Sand and rocks flew around, and the qi was dancing wildly. For a moment, It was impossible to tell who was winning or losing. What a strong and domineering ki! This Feng can actually fight Tianyu hard and not lose at all. Seeing this, the people watching the battle were all shocked. Tianyu became famous a long time ago. The power of the red sun palm is unparalleled. He has chopped down many strong men with his palm. Only then did the red sun hall become one of the second halls. Although Feng was powerful before, he had just become famous after all, and some people did not think highly of him before. But now it is different. The beggar's sect will be stronger after this battle, this is what everyone thought. Boom! Just when the people watching the battle thought so in their hearts, two streams of energy suddenly surged. They were Ling Luoshi and Yuan Shishangsen from the Qinglong Society. Dead Man's Tomb, Ming Jiachong, I wonder if you have 9 lives. The 4 doors of the screen on Ling Luoshi's body completely exploded. The battle aroused his ferocity. He slapped his palm, and the terrifying murderous aura condensed in his palm, turning into terrifying tension, and went towards Ming Jiachong. You dare to be violent in front of me with your incomplete divine power? Ming Jiachong laughed wildly, and the death energy on his body surged. His figure turned into a ray of light and went towards Ling Luoshi. Sad little arrow. At this moment, the sad little arrow in Yuan Shishangsen's hand burst out, and a silver light flashed out. Attacked Ming Jiachong. Ming Jiachong's eyes condensed, and his palm turned, and slapped the sad little arrow. Boom! The sad little arrow exploded. The figure of Ming Jiachong who made the move suddenly stagnated. At this moment of stagnating figure, Ling Luoshi appeared with lightning speed, his long hair flying, and an extremely fierce aura bursting out of him. Boom! His palm slapped out. The palm force crushed the air and fell fiercely. Good palm technique, Ming Jiachong shouted in a low voice, but he was not panicked at all. He raised his palm and slapped it out. It collided with Ling Luoshi's palm, and the cold energy in his body surged. The divine power surged, and a dead aura filled the cold air. Kill! At this moment, Yuan Shishangsen shouted in a low voice, and the Shanzi Sutra and the divine art of forbearance in his body were all activated, and the sad little arrow appeared again. It shot out violently. A storm rose. Huge waves rolled. Boom! Seeing this, the skull that Ming Jiachong had been playing with flew out in an instant. It collided with the sad little arrow and the skull exploded. At the moment of the explosion, Yuan Shishangsen stepped in front of Ming Jiachong. The great method of hating the heaven at this moment, he used the great method of hating the heaven that he had just cultivated. Hate the heaven and the earth. Endless hatred surged in Yuan Shishangsen's body. At the moment of surge, the Shanzi Sutra in Yuan Shishangsen's body continued to operate. At this moment, the whole body made a crackling sound, and the body swelled up. The sound of the muscles and bones bursting was like firecrackers. Take my palm, boom. With the help of the aftermath of the explosion, a palm was slapped out. This palm was like thunder. It was as heavy as 1,000 pounds. It came out with suffocating hatred. Ming Jiachong's face changed. The dead energy in his body surged, and he shook Ling Luoshi away with a palm. The ki on his body surged. The ki in his palm condensed, and collided with Yuan Shishangsen's palm. Bang! With an explosion, Ming Jiachong's body was shaken back several steps. His body was shaken back, and his feet stepped on the ground. Crackling. The bricks and stones on the ground collapsed. He even oozes 2 strands of blood from the corners of his mouth. 4 screens. When Ming Jiachong blocked Yuan Shishangsen's palm, Ling Luoshi made a move. His figure rushed forward like a ghost. The true energy in his hand turned into a stone gate and hit the opponent. Ming Jiachong roared, and his eyes burst into anger. He was suppressed by someone and injured. 9 turn life and death palm. Ming Jiachong burst out with all his strength. His palm slapped out, and the death energy wrapped around it, and hit the stone gate. Boom boom! The 2 violent palm forces collided, and the air waves spread out in all directions, rolling up the ground and sending sand and rocks flying. The energy tore through the air like a raging wave, and it was no worse than the palm power of Feng and others. Ling Luoshi's body was shaken back and blood flowed from the corner of his mouth. But his eyes did not change at all, and his figure continued to rush out violently. The power in his palm continued to surge. Bombardment on the other side, Yuan Shishangsen's palm power burst out, and his fist and foot skills burst out together, and he surrounded and killed Ming Jiachong with Ling Luoshi. Previously, the divine power suppressed Ling Luoshi and Yuan Shishangsen Ming Jiachong, and for a time they were trapped in a siege. This situation was completely unexpected. He's been suppressed. I wonder if this 9th level fate has any trump cards, Su Chen, who was standing on the roof, said. He couldn't help but look at the cold woman beside him. The cold woman knew a lot, so Su Chen wanted to see what she would say. He's finished, the cold woman said in a deep voice. Chapter 839, Liu Sheng's sword activates the devil blood and kills Lai's Hanbi with one sword. Su Chen was startled when he heard the cold woman's words. He didn't expect a cold woman to say such a thing. Although Yuan Shishengsen had just stepped into the sea to concentrate, his ki was strong, and his divine power, the sad arrow, was a fierce killing method. Not only was the sad arrow powerful, but the hatred he just burst out was even more terrifying. These two forces, plus Ling Luoxi's power, Ming Jiazhong couldn't take care of both under the siege of these two people, so he would die. Tisk. Just as she was talking, Ling Luoxi's palm slapped Ming Jiazhong's palm again. When they slapped together, Yuan Shishengsen didn't attack. Instead, he turned around and appeared behind Ling Luoxi, and the terrifying ki flowed to Ling Luoxi's body. Bang! Ming Jiazhong was shocked and retreated. At the moment of retreating, Yuan Shishengsen's sad arrow rose again. Boom! It instantly turned into a silver light and flashed out. Bang! Ming Jiazhong slapped his palm again to resist the sad arrow. At this moment, Ling Luoxi continued to bully him. At this moment, Ling Luoxi's aura suddenly began to change. At first, he was just fierce and aggressive. But at this moment, a terrifying spirit appeared on him. With the spirit, there was also a momentum that was as majestic as the mountains and rivers. It was completely different from the previous fierce momentum. Under this momentum, there was a feeling that the enemy would be defeated without a fight because of his spirit or pressure. General's order, Ling Luoxi shouted in a low voice, and slapped out with his palm. When Ling Luoxi slapped out, Ming Jiazhong's whole body sank, and his heart was horrified. He knew that this palm was not simple. The dead air in his body was running rapidly. His originally pale face became even paler at this moment. But the palm power was permeated in his palm. A palm slapped out and collided with a palm power. When the palm power collided, Yuan Shishengsen shot out violently and punched out. Bang! The fist appeared, and the ki power on Ming Jiazhong's body formed a strong ki to block the punch. Just when the ki appeared and blocked the punch, a sad little arrow appeared on his arm. Swish! The sad little arrow penetrated the ki. One arrow pierced into the opponent's body. Ah! Ming Jiazhong roared. The ki in his body was in chaos. Kill! Ling Luoxi seized this opportunity, leaned forward, and slapped the opponent's chest with his palm like a millstone. Bang! The body was knocked away by the blow, and blood spurted out of the corner of his mouth. At this moment, another sad little arrow appeared and pierced through the opponent's head, inserting the opponent's head into the ground. Bang! Then the arrow exploded and the head broke. Ming Jiazhong, who was very arrogant before, died just like that. Some people watching the battle were slightly stunned when they saw this situation. Ming Jiazhong of the Tomb of the Dead died. Originally, the Lai family had the upper hand, but now it was not. Once Ming Jiazhong died, Ling Luoxi and Yuan Shishengsen were vacant. The strength they just showed was extremely domineering and very powerful. At this time, Lai's Hanbi's eyes condensed when he fought with Liu Shengyijian. He was furious in his heart. He didn't expect that Ming Jiazhong failed to suppress Ling Luoxi and Yuan Shishengsen, but was killed by Yuan Shishengsen and Ling Luoxi. And he himself hadn't been able to take down Liu Shengyijian for such a long time. Anger surged in his heart. His palm blasted out again, and the airwave surged. The sword energy of Liu Shengyijian was scattered. The whole person was shocked again and retreated several steps. The true energy on his body began to become extremely unstable. Boom! At this time, a terrifying aura appeared in the manor. When this aura appeared, several figures fled from the manor at a high speed. The figures who escaped were Wen Zuyan and others. These figures fled, their faces were a little pale. The strong man who appeared in the manor just now was very strong. With the appearance of this aura, a figure walked out of the manor. The person who walked out was wearing a purple gold robe, with jet black hair, flying in the wind. His eyes were as dark as a black hole, his face was slightly pale, but there was a flash of light in his eyes, full of a terrifying majesty. Lai Xiangshan has appeared. The cold woman next to Su Chen looked at the man who appeared and frowned slightly. She didn't expect Lai Xiangshan to appear at this time. Ancestor, seeing the man who appeared, Li's Hanbi saluted the man. Does it take so long to kill one person? Do you want me to help? Li Xiangshan looked at Li's Hanbi and said. Hearing Li Xiangshan's words, Li's Hanbi looked at Liu Sheng Yijian, and the killing intent in his eyes surged. The strong true energy in his body began to emerge. The killing aura was even more soaring. Killing aura, true energy slapped out with a palm. Liu Sheng Yijian's face condensed, and the remaining sword energy in his body quickly burst out, and he slashed out with a sword. Bang! Under this palm, Liu Sheng Yijian's body shot backwards, and a mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. The long knife in his hand was inserted into the ground, and his arm trembled. But at this moment, his eyes were stunned. The drop of demon blood that had been fused in his body before seemed to jump at this moment, appearing in his blood, and a terrifying black aura emerged from his body. This black breath carried a terrifying energy fluctuation. Liu Sheng Yijian roared. This roar also carried a heart-pounding power fluctuation. What's going on? Seeing this scene, the people watching the battle all focused their eyes on Liu Sheng Yijian. The devil blood was aroused, and the blood and ki in Liu Sheng Yijian's body began to boil. A blood-colored breath surged. His eyes also turned scarlet. He raised the long sword in his hand again, and the blood and ki flowed into the long sword. Along with this blood and ki, a terrifying thought also flowed into the long sword. I will kill you with one sword. Liu Sheng Yijian's low voice rang out. Li's Hanbi was stunned. Sensing a huge terror, the power in his body began to surge rapidly. And it seemed to break some kind of restraint. Between heaven and earth, a sky gate appeared vaguely. But the moment this sky gate appeared, Liu Sheng Yijian had already slashed out with a sword. As soon as the terrifying sword light appeared, the whole world was silent. It seemed to cover up the sky gate. Then the black sword light fell. Boom! Li's Hanbi's body was enveloped by the black sword light. After the sword light, the gate in the sky disappeared. Li's Hanbi was still standing there, his body motionless. He looked at Liu Sheng Yijian. What kind of power is that? Li's Hanbi looked at Liu Sheng Yijian and said. Liu Sheng Yijian was spitting blood at this moment, the longsword in his hand shattered, and the blood vessels on his arm burst. The power of the devil blood was too strong. He was absorbing it slowly. But this time, because he was completely suppressed by Li's Hanbi, the devil blood was aroused and merged into his blood. He burst out with this attack. But it also caused him to suffer a huge trauma. Now it is barely standing. Seeing Liu Sheng Yijian didn't speak, Li's Hanbi wanted to ask, but with a bang, his body was split into two. Seeing this situation, the fierce light in the eyes of Li Xiangshan who appeared surged. He slapped Liu Sheng Yijian in his palm. I've been waiting for you for a long time. At this time, a figure appeared in front of Liu Sheng Yijian. With a raised palm, he easily resolved Li Xiangshan's palm. Chapter 840, The evil god Li Wuxi overwhelms the whole audience, and the ancestor of the Li family is here. A simple palm shattered Li Xiangshan's palm power. Qinglong Club also has strong people, but they have not made any moves. Seeing the person who appeared, some spectators' eyes condensed slightly. They all looked at the person who made the palm. The person who made the palm was an old man with white hair and a black robe. Although his aura was calm, he exuded a palpitating aura when he stood there. This palpitating aura was accompanied by an evil nature, which made people feel terrified. Take him down first, the figure that appeared spoke. A figure appeared beside Liu Sheng Yijian. It was Zhu Yiren who followed Liu Sheng Yijian. Zhu Yiren used the giant Santongming grass of the Holy Sword Lake to gather his divine power and stepped into the sea to concentrate. He supported Liu Sheng Yijian and left quickly. There's really a strong man. The cold woman next to Su Chen saw the appearance and showed surprise on her face. I don't know who he is from. Qinglong Club. Could he be the big dragon head of Qinglong Club? The cold woman murmured. Shouldn't it be? Su Chen said beside him. When Su Chen was talking to the other party, he actually wanted to know the other party's identity. He is very powerful. Although I have never seen the second dragon head Li Zunhuan, this person is definitely stronger than others. If he is not the big dragon head, it is not right, said the cold woman. From the cold woman's words, we can know that she is very concerned about the Qinglong Club. The main person in charge of this matter is Ling Luoshi. Ling Luoshi is the first-month hall master of the 12th hall of the Qinglong Club. The others, except Liu Sheng Yijian, who is the sword master, are all hall masters, so it is possible that this person is also a hall master, Su Chen said. Hearing Su Chen's words, the cold woman frowned slightly. At this moment, Lai Xiangshan looked at the figure that appeared and asked coldly, "Who are you?" "I am Li Wuxi, the 12th month hall master of the Qinglong Club," the figure that appeared said. "Hall master? How can your strength be just that of a hall master?" Seeing Li Wuxi said. "What's impossible about this? Although the 12th hall of the Qinglong society is below the dragon head, it doesn't mean that the fighting power of the 12th hall master is inferior to that of the dragon head. My lineage has always occupied the position of the 12th month hall master of the Qinglong society," Li Wuxi said. Is there something about the position of the 12th month hall master?" Hearing Li Wuxi's words, Lai Xiangshan's eyes condensed. "If there is anything, it's my lineage, representing the strongest fighting power of the 12th month hall. It's an honor for the Lai family to let me go. There is a breath on you, which should be the breath of a strong person above heaven and man. Use it, otherwise you won't have the opportunity to use it." Li Wuxi looked at Lai Xiangshan and said. "You?" Hearing Li Wuxi's words, Lai Xiangshan's expression became extremely ugly. "Master of the April Hall, don't hold back, kill that bald donkey with all your strength." Li Wuxi didn't look at Lai Xiangshan, but said to Wang Zumei. Hearing Li Wuxi's words, Wang Zumei nodded. Her eyes became sharp. The Xianmu master from Dashan Temple who appeared was about the same strength as him, and he also had the power of sound waves, and he also had a defensive treasure on him. This treasure was not ordinary. He could not kill the opponent without using his full strength. Previously, he was afraid that there would be other strong men on the other side, so he did not use his full strength. Because once he used his full strength, her strength would disappear in a short period of time, and she would not be able to fight again. Now that Li Wuxi appeared, she could completely burst out with all her strength. What? This April Hall master didn't use his full strength, so what else does he have? At this moment, the people watching the battle set their eyes on Wang Zumei. Wang Zumei looked at Xianmu master, and her expression became cold. The qi on her body flowed, and a key appeared in her palm. The key flowed, flowing between her fingers. Her fingers fell on the Xianmekan. Boom! At this moment, a terrifying sound wave appeared on the Xianmekan. The sound wave was like a dragon's roar. When the sound of the dragon's roar appeared, the sky and the earth became dark. The look of the Xianmu master who was fighting with Wang Zumei changed. He was surrounded by a terrifying sound of the piano. Although it was the sound of the piano, it was filled with a demonic meaning. And the killing intention was condensed. The indestructible body of Vajra. At this moment, the Xianmu master roared, and a Buddha light appeared around him, forming a huge screen of aura. Xian Long Wave, the Buddhist sound burst out from his mouth. A low roar came out. Dang dang dang! Wang Zumei's hands moved quickly. In an instant, 8 sounds burst out. The Buddhist sound that the Xianmu master burst out all exploded under this sound wave. Then it hit the aura screen. The aura screen burst instantly. It hit the Xianmu master. The Xianmu master was hit by the sound wave, and a layer of defense appeared on his body to resist the sound wave. However, the power of this sound wave was too huge, causing his body to be shaken back. A mouthful of blood spurted out of his mouth. At the moment he retreated, Wang Zumei's body flew into the air, and the sound waves in her hand continued to emit. The Xianmu master could only barely resist. When he resisted, suddenly, a silver string flew out, accompanied by the sound of sound waves. This silver string could not be found in the key. Xianmu Shengren just stabilized his body and slapped his palm to resist the string. But swish! A silver light flashed. In an instant, his throat was pierced by the silver string. The movement of his hand paused. The silver string flew back. Wang Zumei slapped her palm and landed on the opponent's head. Bang! The key rushed into the opponent's body from the head. The body exploded. Only a cassock was left. The cassock was caught in her hand. The figure returned. On the other side, Tang Mu, who was fighting with Qiao Feng, sensed this change. His expression changed, and he shook Qiao Feng away with a palm, and was about to escape into the distance. You are here and you still want to leave, can you leave? With a sound, a palm slapped out. The palm slapped out. The key was like a dragon under the sea, winding and whistling out. A round column of red and white air was formed, sweeping towards him. Tang Mu, who was trying to escape, changed his expression and tried to resist. But his palm collided with the air force, and a terrifying flame surged into his palm. Just as he was resisting, a cold air suddenly broke out, and a layer of black ice covered his arm in an instant. He was shocked. But at this time, Feng had already appeared in front of him. Escape is the behavior of the weak. If you beat me, you may be able to leave, but you can't escape. Bang! The palm hit the opponent's chest. Bang! Tang Mu's body was blown away by a palm. He fell to the ground, spitting blood from his mouth. Then he fell to the ground with an unwilling look in his eyes. At this moment, the atmosphere became solemn. The Lai family, the 36 alien races, and the invited strong men, none of them survived. King Longhu, the 12th Hall Master Li Wuxi, is too strong. His eyes couldn't help but look at Lai Xiangshan, the ancestor of the Lai family. You are the only one left. I'll give you a chance. Li Wuxi looked at Lai Xiangshan and said. You? Hearing Li Wuxi, Lai Xiangshan's eyes turned ferocious. At this moment, he had no choice but to fight with all his strength and kill Li Wuxi. If he could kill one, he would kill one. Lin Shen, Lai Xiangshan growled, and a breath that did not belong to him appeared on his body. Chapter 841, Killing with One Palm and Shaking the Heavenly Gate. He could sense the terrifying power contained in Li Wuxi. He was no match for him. The power of the body appeared. The world changed. Boom. The world changed, and the shadow of the Heaven Gate appeared again. Heaven Gate, I didn't expect that the Heaven Gate would appear many times recently, and they were all because of the new forces, the cold woman next to Su Chen said. She stared at the shadow of the Heaven Gate. There was a glimmer in her eyes. Indeed, this Heaven Gate has appeared all the time during this period. I am curious about what is above this Heaven Gate, Su Chen asked when he saw the cold woman mention the Heaven Gate. From her words, the cold woman knew a lot about the Heaven Gate. The Heaven Gate is a barrier, or a protection. As for the world above the Heaven Gate, it is a more cruel world. You have an unusual aura and are able to break the Heaven Gate and leave, but maybe staying in this world would be a better choice. Sometimes life is very fragile, the cold woman said. Hearing this, Su Chen was stunned. He thought that this cold woman was extraordinary at first. Now that the other party said such words, his identity might be more complicated than he thought. But Ren Kaiexing from Xian'an Pavilion broke through Xianmen and left. Isn't Xianmen a kind of yearning for warriors? It is rumored that the sword master of Shangjian Lake also wanted to enter Xianmen at that time, Su Chen said. Ren Kaiexing from Xian'an Pavilion is indeed not simple. If he grows up above Xianmen, he will definitely be a strong man. I just don't know if he can grow up. I haven't heard of Xian'an Pavilion, a human force above Xianmen. Geniuses without background sometimes find it difficult to rise, the cold woman said. The girl is from Xianmen. I wonder what your name is, Su Chen asked. In his heart, he was shocked by the cold woman's evaluation of Ren Kaiexing. My name is Li Hankyu, the cold woman said. She didn't hide her name. Hearing the woman's words, Su Chen's eyes changed. Li Hankyu, the new owner of the Tomb of the Dead, is called Li Hankyu. Could it be that this cold woman is the new owner of the Tomb of the Dead? You've become the master of a Tomb of the Dead at such a young age. Su Chen's heart moved slightly. Boom. Just as Su Chen was thinking, the shadow of Xianmen that burst out in the void became more and more dignified. The whole space became extremely depressing. The terrifying power was gathering, as if locking onto the person with a bursting breath. Under the atmosphere, Li Wuxi's expression remained unchanged, and his eyes looked at Lai Xiangshan, whose breath was constantly surging. Although the other party's breath was surging, it was condensed at one point. Are you afraid that the power of Xianmen will fall? Li Wuxi looked at Lai Xiangshan. But your power will not pose a threat to me at all. Li Wuxi looked at Lai Xiangshan. Hearing Li Wuxi's words, Lai Xiangshan's eyes were gloomy. Take my move first, split the sky, 4-symbol sword seal, Lai Xiangshan shouted in a low voice. His eyes became deep, his palm raised, and the terrifying true energy quickly gathered towards the center of his palm. Boom! The true energy in the palm continued to condense into 4 sword shadows, and 4 phantoms of fierce beasts were suspended above the sword shadows. The 4 sword shadows appeared, and an endless killing aura permeated. 4-symbol sword seal. It seems that this Lai family has some relationship with the 4-symbol sword palace in Huangzhou. Seeing the 4 figures appear in the palm, the cold woman said. Huangzhou, 4-symbol sword palace. Su Chen, who was beside her, listened to these words and his heart moved slightly. 4 beast shadows appeared. 2 of them merged into the sword shadows. Boom! 2 sword shadows enveloped Li Wuxi. 2? It seems that you can only use 2 without bursting out all your strength." Facing the 2 sword shadows, Li Wuxi shook his head slightly. It was a pity. But the true energy in his body began to circulate rapidly. The divine power also burst out instantly, and a palm appeared in the divine power. The palm had a hint of gold and some Buddhist aura. This was completely opposite to the evil nature that burst out from Li Wuxi. But for some reason, Li Wuxi did not feel a sense of disobedience. The palm appeared, and a palm was slapped out. The terrifying true energy and divine power all poured into the palm. A huge palm print appeared. "Heavenly Buddha palm," Li Wuxi shouted, and slapped out with his palm. It collided with the 2 sword shadows that fell. Boom! The huge palm print hit the 2 sword shadows that fell. The sword shadows seemed to be under great pressure. It didn't last long and broke directly. At the moment when the 2 sword shadows broke, the sword-cutting Lai Xiangsheng's face changed, a muffled groan came from his throat, and a mouthful of blood spurted out. "Burst out all your strength, and use the power of Shinman to fight me," Li Wuxi said coldly. The voice spread out. "This Li Wuxi is very powerful, but it's a pity that he is a little old, otherwise, with such strength, if he enters Shinman and doesn't die, he will become a strong man." Looking at Li Wuxi in the field, the cold woman said in a deep voice, "Miss Li means that you can deal with this Li Wuxi." Su Chen saw Li Hangqiu's evaluation of Li Wuxi and couldn't help but say, "This Li Hangqiu was a little arrogant." "I am not his opponent now," Li Hangqiu replied. "If it's not now, then it must have been before. Could it be that Li Hangqiu came down from the heavenly gate?" Su Chen thought to himself. "Even if I die, I will kill you." Boom! Lai Xiangshen roared, and the breath that was originally stuck at the critical point on his body was released instantly. The moment he released it, the heavenly gate in the void seemed to sense the target. In an instant, the terrifying thunder force fell. 4 symbols sword seal, reverse. Lai Xiangshen roared, and this time he formed a seal with his palm. 4 streams of true energy surged out and turned into 4 sword shadows. 4 terrifying beast shadows flashed in the sword shadows. Boom! The first heavenly gate power fell. But it was reversed and disappeared by the 4 sword intentions. "Unite, kill." Lai Xiangshen clasped his hands together, and the 4 sword shadows instantly merged into one, turning into dark sword light. 1 sword cut down and the world was annihilated. Only endless darkness fell. Heavenly Buddha opens the world." At this moment, the aura of the evil god Li Wuxi surged. The terrifying power surged out. Shinman sensed the power of Li Wuxi. Boom! A force fell directly. But on the way down, it was shattered by the terrifying palm power on Li Wuxi's palm, shattering the power of Shinman. Slapping towards the sword shadow, boom! The terrifying power went all around. The whole world seemed to be in a disaster, the whole space became dark, and the energy storm was raging. Boom! Shinman was provoked and the power erupted again. The terrifying power fell like a rainstorm in the thunder. Ah! In this rainstorm and thunder, Lai Xiangshen let out a scream. As for the evil god Li Wuxi, he let out a low roar. He didn't resist the thunder power that erupted from Shinman at all, and let the thunder power attack his whole body. Chi-chi! The sound erupted from him, his body seemed to explode, and he fell down, and the whole person seemed to be fuzzy. At this moment, the power on Shinman disappeared. The world recovered. Everyone looked at the burnt Li Wuxi. He didn't resist and let the lightning power of Shinman bombard him. What did he want to do? The cold woman looked surprised. In her surprise, Li Wuxi stood up. Just now, he used his unique skill, Force the Soul. Force the Soul, it is a supreme secret skill cultivated by the evil god. When it is used, it can stop all the functions of the whole body. Protect the only trace of his spiritual intelligence with a little bit of true energy in his heart, and let himself recover again with the inspiration of this trace of spiritual intelligence. The reason he did this was to absorb some of the power of the thunder from Shinman. To better study Shinman. Looking at Li Wuxi who stood up, the cold woman's eyes showed horror. I take back my words. This kind of strong man who doesn't care about his life and has terrifying vitality is most suitable to enter Shinman, and he will develop better, the cold woman said. Thank you friends for the reward, thank you. Chapter 842 Above the Heavenly Gate, the 12 States of the Human Race. Hearing Li Hangqiu's words, Su Chen was a little stunned. He didn't expect Li Hangqiu to have such an evaluation of Li Wuxi. Miss Li, you think so highly of Li Wuxi, the 12th Hall Master of the Qinglong Society, Su Chen said. There are only a few people who can shake the thunder and lightning of Shinmen with their own flesh. How can you not think highly of such a person? Li Hangqiu said. After talking for so long, I still don't know what your name is. Li Hangqiu turned to look at Su Chen. I am Su Chen, and I meet the master of the dead man's tomb, Li Hangqiu. At this moment, Su Chen pointed out the other party's identity. Hearing Su Chen's words, Li Hangqiu's beautiful eyes flashed with a hint of surprise, but then became calm. It seems that you knew my identity a long time ago. I don't know how you knew my identity. Li Hangqiu looked at Su Chen and said. When I was in Jinling City, I knew that the new owner of the dead man's tomb was named Li Hangqiu. You showed up at this time, and you are very concerned about the Qinglong society, and you are familiar with the people of the dead man's tomb. If I can't guess your identity based on your name, then I will really fail, Su Chen said softly. Aren't you afraid that I will kill you? At such a close distance, I only need one move to kill you. Li Hangqiu looked at Su Chen, who was emitting a sharp aura. If Miss Li wanted to kill me, she wouldn't have to speak, but just do it directly. Of course, even at such a close distance, if you just make a move, you will be the one to die. Su Chen showed a very confident look on his face. Young Master Su is really confident. Looking at the confident look on Su Chen's face, her beautiful eyes moved slightly. If you don't believe it, Miss Li can try it, Su Chen said with a smile. It seems that I can't do it. To be honest, Su Xiaolong Shou, I still want to thank you, Qinglong Society, for helping me clean up some people, so that I can better control dead man's tomb. Li Hangqiu restrained her breath and said. Well, it seems that Miss Li's control over dead man's tomb is a little weak. I wonder if you can talk about it briefly. Su Chen looked at Li Hangqiu and said. This Li Hangqiu should have come down from the heavenly gate. Knowing what happened on the heavenly gate, Su Chen really wanted to learn something from her. What's more, Su Chen felt that the other party was also intentionally contacting them. He also wanted to see the other party's purpose. In a quiet tea house, Su Chen and Li Hangqiu sat opposite each other. Li Hangqiu took off her veil, and her face was cold and beautiful. Miss Li, are you here just to watch the battle this time? I am indeed just here to watch the battle and take a look at the strength of Qinglong Society. At first, I contacted Su Xiaolong Shou, thinking of bringing Su Xiaolong Shou into my dead man's tomb, Li Hangqiu said with a smile. Ask me to join the ghost of the dead. Su Chen was a little confused when he heard Li Hangqiu's words. Young Dragon Chief Su has a surging aura, which is several times stronger than the average Danshan Huhe warrior. Of course, I want to absorb such a young and powerful person into my ghost of the dead, but I didn't expect you to be the young Dragon Chief of the Blue Dragon Association. I don't know which human race force above Shinmen did young Dragon Chief Su learn from. Li Hangqiu looked at Su Chen and said. Young Dragon Chief Su of the Blue Dragon Association has used the power of the body. The power of the body can only be possessed by the strong above Shinmen. And this strong person must be alive. That's why she asked this question. To be honest, I don't know either. I just got an opportunity, and with this opportunity, I became the young Dragon Chief of the Blue Dragon Association. I don't know anything about Shinmen. Miss Li should have come down from Shinmen. I wonder if you can give me some detailed information about Shinmen. If she didn't want to know the information about Shinmen from Li Hangqiu, he should be in the ancestral lands of the 36 alien races at this moment, intercepting the fortunes of the ancestral lands of the 36 alien races. Opportunity. It seems that it is the opportunity left here by the strong men above Shinmen. This opportunity is not simple. I can tell you roughly about the situation above Shinmen. Above Shinmen is a wider world. I don't know how big the world is. It is known that the three major ethnic forces gather in the area, the human race, the wild beasts, and the demons. The three major forces have been fighting each other for resources. I won't introduce the wild beasts and demons. After you go up, you will naturally know that the area occupied by the human race can be divided into 12 states. The 12 states are Xian's Hao, Liizhou, Zhong's Hao, King's Hao, Huang's Hao, Shen's Hao, Yun's Hao, Yu's Hao, Yu's Hao, Han He, Zuo, and Liasha's Hao. Today, the Qinglong Club destroyed the Lai family, which should have something to do with the four-symbol sword palace in Huang's Hao among the 12 states, Li Hangqiu said. Occupying 12 states, does it mean that the human race is the most respected in Shinmen? Su Chen couldn't help but say. The human race is the most powerful. How is that possible? The human race is inherently weak, while the demons and wild beasts have an inherent advantage. With an inherent advantage, they must have robbed more resources and must be the strongest. The human race is the weakest among the three major races, but my human race has produced 2 emperors in a row in the past 100,000 years, so we are not far behind in terms of the strongest combat power, Li Hangqiu said. Didn't expect it to be like this, Su Chen said in a deep voice. But it was completely consistent with some of the information he had obtained before. Li Hangqiu did not lie to him. What about our world? Su Chen asked in confusion. This world was opened up by the human emperor who left fire to protect the human race. The human race is weak and may be at risk of being exterminated. Before his death, the Thunder Emperor of the human race used his last life to open up this world. The heavenly gate is the threshold set by the Thunder Emperor for this world. When Li Hangqiu mentioned the Thunder Emperor, his expression was full of admiration. There is only one world like this, Su Chen interrupted Li Hangqiu's admiring expression. There are 3. This is just one of them. The other 2 were also opened up when the 2 emperors fell, Li Hangqiu said. From what you said, I feel that the emperor should be the strongest. Even the strong have fallen. It is indeed cruel above Shinman. Su Chen shook his head. It is very cruel. Young Master Su is not going to enter Shinman. Li Hangqiu looked at Su Chen and said. How is that possible? Although this world is good, the lifespan is limited. I am a person who pursues immortality. Su Chen said that he had subordinates to help him fight for hegemony. He only needs immortality and immortality. He will also become the hegemon of the world. There is one thing I want to ask Miss Li. I don't know why Miss Li came to this world. There are still many people above Shinman in this world. Su Chen asked the doubts in his heart. Although Shinman is a bit cruel, the human race occupies the 12 states, and there must be many powerful forces. Logically, there is no need to send people here. I was chased by someone and escaped here with serious injuries. There are great emperor's laws here, which will limit strength. As for the others, some are here for training, while others are exiled. Of course, training and exile are sometimes the same thing. After all, not everyone can open the gate to leave here, Li Hangqiu said. Su Chen understood what Li Hangqiu meant. Suddenly, a bright light flashed in Su Chen's mind. This Li Hangqiu is a person above the gate of heaven. Does he have the air of an emperor of Europe? He has 5 orange lottery cards on him. Su Chen immediately drew out the 5 orange lottery cards on his body, obtained the 12th chapter of the Linglong Ju Xiong of the Yindao technique, obtained the Kiju Kanine of the Yindao technique, obtained the power of the purple robe Marcus, exclusive character Zhu Yiren, obtained the character Yan Nanfei, obtained the character Gai Nai. If you're listening to this novel on a channel other than Fanfic World, it means they downloaded and uploaded it without effort. We cordially invite you to visit our channel, Mundo Fanfic Novelis. There you'll find the original version of this story and you can explore many other novels of various genres. We're waiting for you to immerse yourself in a world of incredible novels. Chapter 843, Yan Nanfei, Sword Saint Gai Nai, and the registered disciple of the Changsheng Society appear. Looking at the rewards he received this time, Su Chen was shocked. This Li Hangqiu really has the temperament of an emperor of Europe. He brought him so many rewards at once. 2 sets of sound path skills, the 12 chapters of Linglong Ju Xiong, which is the skill of the Red Kin Fairy in the Strong Sword, and the skill that the Sword Saint Bidang Ao has been thinking about for a long time. Kiju Kinyin is the unique skill of the Death Heart Nuntai in the Magic Sword Life and Death Chess. It is rumored that it can break the existence of the innate Genki. If these 2 sets of sound wave skills are given to Wang Zumei, then her sound path skills will definitely be further improved and her strength will become stronger. Ziyu Hao, a character in Huanho Zijian Lu, he has no name, seems to be omnipotent, and his whereabouts are mysterious, but his strength is comparable to that of the white-clothed man in the East China Sea. Zhu Yiren obtains the full-body skills of such a character, and his strength may reach the top. Yan Nanfei is a character in Bian Yaming Yudao, the first person on the Jianghu celebrity list, and the substitute of Gong Ziyu. In the TV series, he is a character who has mastered the Great Sadness. In the novel, the character is a little tragic and not as ambitious as in the TV series. In the novel, Yan Nanfei has a free and unrestrained personality, and is also a lonely and self-aware knight. However, he is just a puppet of Gong Ziyu to control the martial arts world, a sad and lamentable chess piece. Of course, the person who can be the first on the Jianghu celebrity list, must be strong. Su Chen took a look at the other party's strength. His eyes condensed slightly. Yan Nanfei's strength was actually the top. His Hong concentration, another hall master has come to the 12 hall masters, Su Chen thought in his heart. Finally, his eyes fell on Gai Nai. Gai Nai is a character in the cartoons Qin Shi Ming Yu and Yonxing Jiu Jia. A master of vertical and horizontal strategy, the descendant of Gegu Zhuang's swordsmanship. His swordsmanship is superb, and he enjoys the title of sword saint in the world. He has a calm temperament, acts calmly, is righteous, and cares about the world. He is a fellow apprentice with Wei Zhuang. I don't know how strong he is. Su Chen was a little excited. Gai Nai's strength was concentrated in the top Z, and he was about to step into the broken state, and there was also a note, broken. Awesome. Su Chen's face showed joy. Li Hanqiu, who was opposite him, saw Su Chen smile and was a little confused. Did Su Xiaolong shall think of anything good? Yes, it's a good thing. Thank you Miss Li for helping me understand the situation above Xianmen this time, but I have one more thing to ask Miss Li. What is it? That is, what does Miss Li think of Emperor Zhou? Su Chen always felt that the current situation of the Great Zhou dynasty was a little confusing. Emperor Zhou is the 13th son of the Lord of the Great Zhou dynasty, one of the 5 great dynasties in Yexiao. It seems that something happened back then, and his soul fell into this world. As for his current situation, I can't say, because I have only been in this world for a short time, but I looked at the information and I am a little confused about Emperor Zhou's current state, Li Hanqiu said. You are also confused. It seems that our Emperor Zhou is planning something. But he is already the master of this world. What else can he plan? Su Chen couldn't figure it out. Capital, the residence of the 7th prince. The 7th Prince Liu Yu looked dazed, looking at the secret report in his hand absent-mindedly. He didn't know what to say for a moment. He was a little shocked. Guangxin Mingjing, who was standing not far from him, frowned slightly when he saw the expression of the 7th Prince Liu Yu. Your Highness, the secret report was directly presented to the 7th Prince Liu Yu, and he had not read it. The 7th Prince Liu Yu felt a little dry in his mouth at this moment. He put the secret letter on the table tremblingly, picked up a cup of tea beside him, and drank it all in one gulp. Then he said, the Lai family and the 36 alien tribes are finished. The ancestors of the Lai family and Lai's Henbei are all dead. Not only did they lose the 36 alien tribe leaders, but also the people they invited, all dead. After saying this, the 7th Prince Liu Yu leaned back in his chair, his whole body a little limp. The Lai family is finished, which is a huge blow to him. Boom. Guangxin Mingjing in front of him was shocked and a little bit unbelievable. He took the secret letter in his hand and read it. After reading the secret letter, Guangxin Mingjing's face turned pale. His expression was a little bitter. Li Wuxi, the 12th Hall Master of the Qinglong Society, is so strong that he killed the ancestor of the Lai family with one palm, and finally resisted Xianmen. This, looking at the content of the secret letter, Guangxin Mingjing was a little bit unbelievable and could not accept this result. Leaning back on the chair, the 7th Prince Liu Yu slowly calmed down. Now we have to shrink, notify everyone, and be on guard recently. Don't give others a chance, the 7th Prince Liu Yu said in a deep voice. Your Highness, there is no need to be pessimistic. We also made 2 preparations at that time, one is to win, and the other is to lose. Although the Lai family and the 36 alien tribes are finished, the people of the Qinglong Society killed the Xianmu master of the Dashan Temple. Xianmu master is the junior brother of the national teacher Xianmu master. Xianmu master is the leader of the esoteric sect. The last Qinglong Society incident caused some estrangement with the eldest prince. This gives us an opportunity. We can contact Xianmu master, Guangxin Mingjing said. Hearing Guangxin Mingjing's words, the originally gloomy expression of the 7th Prince Liu Yu suddenly became bright. The body sat up again. It's an opportunity, the Ministry of Personnel, the esoteric sect. If everyone can gather with us, even if the Lai family is finished, I won't lose much, but this Qinglong Society is a bit scary, the 7th Prince Liu Yu said in a deep voice. Your Highness, we have no other choice now. If you don't cooperate with the Ministry of Personnel and the esoteric sect, Your Highness can only withdraw from the battle for the throne, Guangxin Mingjing said. Withdraw? How can I, Liu Yu, withdraw? Hearing this, a sharp light flashed in Liu Yu's eyes. Your Highness, someone outside wants to see you. Here is their visiting card. At this time, A servant came in from outside. Liu Yu opened the visiting card in his hand, his eyes slightly condensed. "Please let the person in," Liu Yu said. "Yes," the servant immediately withdrew. "People from the Changsheng Society." After the servant left, the seventh prince Liu Yu said in a low voice. "What? People from the Changsheng Society?" Gongsun Mingjing, who was beside him, was stunned, with a look of surprise in his eyes. After a while, two figures were brought into the hall by the servants. One man and one woman. The man had a tall figure, and his appearance was not handsome, but he gave people a very special feeling, especially his eyes were very deep and radiated cold light. The woman was a young woman with a graceful figure and beautiful curves, and her clothes were a little revealing. The slender white legs were faintly visible under the almost transparent skirt. Especially the towering breasts were wrapped in a layer of gauze, which was very tempting. The face was beautiful and enchanting, revealing endless charm. She walked in side by side with a man. "Meet His Royal Highness the Seventh Prince. I am Luo Zhang, and this is my junior sister Liu Liner. We are the registered disciples of the leader of the Eternal Life Society." After the young man came in, he saluted to Liu Yu and introduced. Chapter 844, Xian'an Sect, one of the four evil sects, plots. "You two are so brave that you came to the capital at this time. Aren't you afraid that this prince will arrest you and hand you over to the Xianjian Division? The Xianjian Division has been looking for you." The Changsheng Society. The eyes of the seventh prince Liu Yu were cold. Under Liu Yu's gaze, Luo Zhang and Liu Liner were calm. "Your Highness, the two of us are just registered disciples of the Changsheng Society. You can't get any useful information if you arrest us. What's more, we dare to come to see your Highness, so of course we have made preparations. Our public identity is the head disciple of the Xian'an sect," Luo Zhang said. Hearing Luo Zhang's words, the seventh prince's eyes condensed slightly. "I didn't expect that these two people were not only the registered disciples of the leader of the Changsheng Society, but also the head disciples of the Xian'an sect, one of the four evil sects. The Xian'an sect and the Changsheng Society. What did the seventh prince Liu Yu want to know from this? Seventh prince, if we cooperate, you will know something then." Luo Zhang did not answer the seventh prince's words, but changed the subject. "Cooperate with me? What can I cooperate with you?" Liu Yu looked at Luo Zhang and said. "Seventh prince, can we help you get in touch with the leader of the Tantric Buddhism, the national teacher Xianmi Shengren?" Luo Zhang said. "Yes." Hearing this, the seventh prince's eyes condensed. Just now he was thinking of using the matter of Xianmu Shengren of Dashan Temple to get in touch with Xianmi Shengren. Unexpectedly, the other party came and said that he could help him contact Xianmi Shengren. "Help me get in touch with Xianmi Shengren? I see that you are asking for a lot, so tell me what you want to do first." Seventh Prince Liu Yu looked at the two and said. "We just want to ask your highness the seventh prince to do a small favor." Luo Zhang looked at the seventh prince Liu Yu and said. "Help a small favor? I'm afraid your matter is not as simple as a small favor," Liu Yu said coldly. "It is indeed a small favor for your highness. Recently, the head of the Xianjian Division, Murin Qingjin, will bring a few people back to the capital. Those people are the servants of Feng Huiyan, the disciple of the head of the association. We, Changsheng Association, do not want these people to return to the capital safely," Luo Zhang said. Hearing Luo Zhang's words, the pupils of the seventh prince Liu Yu suddenly shrank. "It seems that you are afraid of revealing the location of your Changsheng Association. These people are very important. It may be difficult to kill them." The seventh prince frowned and said. "Your highness, don't worry. You don't need to do this. You just need to grasp their whereabouts. When the time comes, we will take action and don't trouble your highness," the young man said. Hearing the young man's words, Liu Yu frowned slightly. "Seventh prince, now that the Lai family and the 36 alien tribes have been destroyed by the Qinglong Society, you also need a strong helper. Help us. You can not only get in touch with Master Xianmi, but also cooperate with my Xian'an sect and Changsheng Society. This can help you get the throne." At this time, the charming Liu Liner said beside Luo Zhang. Liu Liner's voice was soft. With her extremely charming temperament, the seventh prince Liu Yu was moved. "By the way, I practice the yin-yang Helen Dafa of the Xian'an sect, which can help the seventh prince break through the existing bottleneck," Liu Liner said very boldly. Her lips were rosy and her eyes were teasing, which made people have endless reverie. "If that's the case, this prince is interested. You will stay in this mansion today. Luo Zhang, I agree to your cooperation. Come here. The seventh Prince Liu Yu called the servants outside the door. Take the two guests to the backyard to rest, Liu Yu ordered. Thank you very much, Your Highness. Luo Zhang bowed and followed the attendants outside the door. What do you think of this matter? Liu Yu's eyes became very clear. Your Highness, this is good for us. Princess Muring has a good relationship with the fourth prince. Once Princess Muring has a firm foothold in the Xianjian division, it will not be good news for us. And when Princess Muring went to Luoyang, she met Su Chen, the young dragon leader of the Qinglong Society. Maybe the Lai family matter is also related to Princess Muring. It is possible that the Qinglong Society dealt with the Lai family and wiped out its 36 clans, and it was Princess Muring who helped the fourth prince and weakened her power, Gongsun Mingjing said in a deep voice. Hearing Gongsun Mingjing's words, the eyes of the seventh Prince Liu Yu revealed a trace of haze. I know about this matter. You go to receive the two people and test the other party. I want to find out their true intentions. I want to think carefully about how to do this, the seventh Prince Liu Yu said. I understand. Gongsun Mingjing bowed to Liu Yu and left the hall. In the backyard of the palace, in a small courtyard, Liu Liner and Luo Zhang were arranged here. I didn't expect that junior sister's charm is still irresistible. I believe Liu Yu will fall at the feet of junior sister. Luo Zhang looked at Liu Liner and said. Don't underestimate Liu Yu. He is not much influenced by me. The purpose of our coming is to complete the order of master and kill the people Murin Qingchen brought back from Jiangnan, Liu Liner said. As long as Liu Yu helps us find the whereabouts, we can send out the middle and high masters at that time, and those people will not be able to reach the capital, Luo Zhang said coldly. You think too simply. Just as he said this, a low voice sounded in their ears. Gongsun Mingjing stepped into the courtyard. Hello, Uncle Master. Seeing this, the two bowed to Gongsun Mingjing. They called Gongsun Mingjing Uncle Master. From this title, it can be seen that Gongsun Mingjing is either from the Changsheng Society or the Xianjian sect. You don't need to call me uncle here. I am the retainer of the seventh Prince Liu Yu. Follow me into the room. Gongsun Mingjing pushed open a house while speaking. He walked into it. Luo Zhang and Liu Liner followed him in. The seventh Prince Liu Yu is not as simple as you think. It is not so easy to control him. Sister Ruiyu, where's he now? Gongsun Mingjing said. Master, the head of the sect is in the city now. This is the address. A note appeared in Liu Liner's hand and she handed it to Gongsun Mingjing. Gongsun Mingjing glanced at the note, and the key in his palm moved, and the note turned into ashes. Liu Yu should practice dual cultivation with you tonight, and you cannot use any time period. Wait until you gain some trust from him. And then wait for my notice on how to control Liu Yu, Gongsun Mingjing said. Yes, Liu Liner nodded immediately. Late at night, a figure walked out of the seventh prince's mansion. The figure was very fast. Not long after, it appeared in a small courtyard manor. The manor seemed very quiet, with only one light on in the hall. The figure fell down. With the help of the moonlight, the figure's face could be clearly seen. It was Gongsun Mingjing. Gongsun Mingjing entered the hall. In the hall, a figure was sitting on the main chair. The figure was wearing a purple long skirt. A beautiful woman. The woman sat there, but she exuded a smoky and seductive look. Hello, senior sister. Gongsun Mingjing saluted the purple-skirted woman. The purple-skirted woman was the head of the Xianjian sect, Yan Ruiyu. Chapter 845, National Master Xianmi, second elder of the Changsheng Society. Junior brother Gongsun, I haven't seen you for several years. I hope you are doing well. Please take a seat. Yan Ruiyu waved her hand. Thank you, senior sister. Gongsun Mingjing sat down on the chair on the right. Junior brother, now the plan is going according to your way. You should tell me the details of the follow-up. Yan Ruiyu looked at Gongsun Mingjing and said. I just received the order from Master. Master recently gave me the order to control the seventh prince, Gongsun Mingjing said. It is not so easy to control the children of the royal family. It is impossible to do it with Liner's methods, Yan Ruiyu said in a deep voice. Senior sister, don't worry. Liner is just one of them. The real one is Master. Master, is he in the capital now? Hearing Gongsun Mingjing's words, Yan Ruiyu was shocked. Yes, and Master has been in the capital for more than 10 years, Gongsun Mingjing said. Master has been in the capital for more than 10 years. Hasn't Master been in Changsheng Island all the time? How could he be in the capital? Upon hearing the news, a look of horror flashed in Yan Ruiyu's beautiful eyes. Her master is the second elder of the Eternal Life Association. I was also surprised when I heard the news, but this is not what we care about. Master said that if we can complete this plan, we can become official members of the Eternal Life Association. When we enter the Heavenly Gate, we will be guaranteed, Gongsun Mingjing said, becoming an official member of the Longevity Association. The number of official members of the Longevity Association is fixed. I'm afraid we can't become one. Yan Ruiyu shook her head and said, in Luoyang City, Jiangnan, at the Holy Sword Lake, the president's disciple Feng Huiyan and the fourth elder died. We can't get the president's disciple, but we may be able to compete for the position of the fourth elder. Of course, it's not just the fourth elder. Master also said that the eldest elder is preparing to enter the Heavenly Gate recently. If he can enter the Heavenly Gate, Master will become the eldest elder. If you can't enter the Heavenly Gate, the position of the eldest elder will also be lost, so 2 places will be vacated. This is your and my chance, Gongsun Mingjing said. Hearing Gongsun Mingjing's words, Yan Ruiyu's eyes flashed. This is indeed good news. Where is the master? I have time to go and see the master. Although Gongsun Mingjing said it very well, Yan Ruiyu still had to see the master in person to confirm this matter. The master is not convenient to see my sister for the time being, Gongsun Mingjing said. Seeing this, Yan Ruiyu's eyes flashed coldly. Junior brother, it is not convenient for me to see the master, so how do I know that your plan is arranged by the master? Yan Ruiyu's voice was a little cold. The master is now in Defeng Temple. Your identity is not suitable for seeing the master now. Only the master can come to see you, Gongsun Mingjing said hurriedly. The master is in Defeng Temple. Defeng Temple is one of the 4 ancestral temples of Tantric Buddhism. The leader of Tantric Buddhism, Xianmi Master, is in Defeng Temple. Master him. Hearing this, Yan Ruiyu was stunned and said, the master killed Xianmi Master 6 years ago and became the current Xianmi Master, Gongsun Mingjing said. What? Hearing this, Yan Ruiyu's beautiful eyes showed horror. She didn't expect that her master actually killed the leader of the Tantric sect, Master Xianmi, and replaced Master Xianmi. If this news spreads, I'm afraid the whole world will be shocked. So it's not suitable for senior sister to see master, Gongsun Mingjing said. But senior sister, don't worry, I have informed master of your arrival. I believe master will come to see you soon, Gongsun Mingjing said afterwards. While he was speaking, suddenly, there was silence in the hall. It seemed that something suddenly appeared and suppressed all the surrounding aura. The 2 people's faces changed, and they looked out the door at the same time. Huh? The moment they looked, a black figure appeared at the door of the hall like a ghost. Seeing this figure, Yan Ruiyu quickly stood up and saluted the visitor with Gongsun Mingjing. Meet master, no need to be polite. While the visitor was talking, he sat on the main chair that Yan Ruiyu had previously held. Ruiyu, I haven't seen you for more than 10 years. Your strength has progressed a little slowly. At this speed, I'm afraid it will be difficult to step into the broken. The sitting figure was wrapped in a black robe, and his face could not be seen clearly. But his tone was old and full of strength. Master, the 4 evil sects were dispersed by Emperor Zhou, and I took over the Xian'an sect with limited resources. I am better off because the Zhou dynasty has loosened its control over the martial arts world in recent years. I really hope to be by your side, master. In this way, my strength will definitely improve faster, Yan Ruiyu said. I summoned you here this time for an opportunity. If I get it, it will be of great help to me after I step into the Heavenly Gate. It's important to me, and it's also an opportunity for you. If you help me get that opportunity, I will let you become elders of the Changsheng Society, the man in black robe said in a deep voice. Everything will be arranged by master. The 2 bowed immediately. Okay, this time, we will take advantage of the fact that Feng Huiyan's people were brought into the capital and the death of Master Xianmu of Dashan Temple to fully cooperate with Liu Yu. After gaining his trust, I will use the Xiangxin Dafa to control Liu Yu. At that time, with the help of Liu Yu, I will steal the dragon luck of the great Zhou dynasty, the black-robed man said. Master, now that Emperor Zhou is in trouble and the great Zhou dynasty is facing collapse, do we still need to steal the dragon luck of the great Zhou dynasty? Yan Ruiyu couldn't help but ask. The dragon luck of the great Zhou dynasty has changed very little. I'm afraid that Emperor Zhou is not injured. There are rumors outside that he was poisoned by the begonia union flower. He sought a breakthrough, but was backlashed and seriously injured. I feel that he may have arranged it himself, said the black-robed old man. It is possible that he wants to cause unrest in the martial arts world, and then he will suppress it again and steal more dragon luck. I haven't found out the details, but now that the princes are fighting for the throne, it is my chance. Drawing the dragon luck of the Zhou family will allow me to complete the cultivation of the Xiangxin Dragon Soul method. As long as I complete this, I will be able to break through the second level of the secret book of longevity. After entering the heavenly gate, I will have a chance to choose my master. I won't say much about the matter, you will know in the future. But the first step is to kill the servants beside Feng Huiyan and not let them fall into Zhu Pingsheng's hands. You can arrange this plan. I won't participate. This is my secret order. You can mobilize my two great protectors. After that, a golden token appeared in the black-robed man's hand. Put it on the table. Then he stood up and disappeared in the hall in a blink of an eye. Senior sister, leave the token with you first, Gongsun Mingjing said. Yan Ruiyu didn't hesitate to put the token away. Sister, I'll go back to the palace first. I think Liu Yu will order me to see you tomorrow, and I'll take you to the palace then, Gongsun Mingjing told Yan Ruiyu. In the hall, only Yan Ruiyu was left, her brows furrowed. Master, you have been planning for so long, is it really just to seize some of the dragon luck of the great Zhou dynasty? Yan Ruiyu murmured. From the words, it can be seen that Yan Ruiyu does not want to believe the words of the black-robed man. Chapter 846, Li Hangqiu poaches people, Emperor Zhou becomes suspicious. 36 alien races ancestral manner. In a secret room. A hint of surprise flashed in Su Chen's eyes. Just now, when he was intercepting the fortunes of the 36 alien races, he vaguely absorbed the black fortune. This black fortune was a little weak. And when he absorbed it, this black fortune had gradually disappeared, as if someone else was absorbing it. What's going on? Su Chen murmured. Then he sensed the dragon shadow in his body. It's almost there. I didn't expect that absorbing the fortunes of the 36 alien races would be similar to the fortunes of the Holy Sword Lake. According to this, I have to absorb another force of this before I can condense the dragon shadow. Su Chen was slightly disappointed. Of course, at this moment, Su Chen was not in a hurry. He had a general understanding of the situation above the Shineman from Li Hangqiu. To be honest, the Shineman was not suitable for him for the time being. He stood up and walked out of the secret room. Yuan Suyin was waiting outside the secret room. Take me to see the evil god, Su Chen said to Yuan Suyin. Regarding the territories of the 36 alien races in the Lai family, Ling Luoxi and Qiao Feng were given the responsibility. This time, the Qinglong Society and the Beggars sect joined forces to take action. The 36 alien races and the remnants of the Lai family will also be dealt with later. Master Li, in the secret room not far away, Yuan Suyin said. Soon, Su Chen and Yuan Suyin came to the outside of a secret room. Li Wuxi was sitting cross-legged on a cushion. There was still a dark smell of burning on his body, which showed that the power of thunder and lightning above the Shineman was strong. However, Li Wuxi's heart was beating very actively, emitting a terrifying life force. Sensing Su Chen's approach, Li Wuxi opened his eyes and opened the stone door. Master, Li Wuxi said. How is the power of thunder and lightning of Shineman? Can you still sense the situation above Shineman? Su Chen entered the secret room and asked. The power of thunder and lightning is very strong. If I hadn't been able to maintain a little bit of intelligence, my physical strength alone would not be able to resist the power of thunder and lightning. I can only use my strength to destroy the heavenly gate. As for the heavenly gate, I sensed a little bit, but that little breath almost made my mind collapse. Outsiders saw that Li Wuxi used his body to resist the thunder and lightning of the heavenly gate. But he also released his perception to sense the situation inside the heavenly gate. Subordinates, wait until you recover, and then explore again. If you explore a few more times, you should find more, Li Wuxi said. Still be careful, the heavenly gate should have sensed your breath. I don't know if it will be suppressed next time. Su Chen knew that after the broken level strongmen took action, there would be stronger suppression. I will be careful, Li Wuxi nodded. At this time, outside Xianzhou City, Li Hangqiu was standing in a dense forest. He wore a veil on his face. A figure appeared in front of Li Hangqiu. Master, now, beggar gang, Qiao Feng has left Xianzhou City and is heading towards Cheng County, the figure said after saluting. Leaving so soon, did the Green Dragon Society, young leader Su Chen meet with the Beggars sect, Qiao Feng? Li Hangqiu asked coldly.
Qiao Feng and Ling Luoxi have been dealing with the affairs of the 36 alien tribes, and no one else from the Green Dragon Society showed up. Qiao Feng didn't go to see the Green Dragon Society, young leader Su Chen either, the person replied. It seems that Qiao Feng doesn't have much to do with this Green Dragon Society, Li Hangqiu said softly. From the information we got, there is no relationship between them. Master, I have something to ask, but I don't know if I should ask it or not, the figure in front of her said. No problem, Li Hangqiu said. I don't understand why the master cares so much about the beggar's sex. Qiao Feng, the figure asked. Qiao Feng's divine power is extraordinary. He has completed the 18 dragon phantoms and can break the heaven gate with one hand. After entering the heaven gate, if he goes one step further and enters the transformation realm, and condenses the 18 dragon realms, then in the transformation realm, I'm afraid only those with the innate bloodline or the emperor bloodline can compare to him. If such a person joins my life and death gate, he may become a powerful person. Maybe I can also use this person to avenge my blood feud, Li Hangqiu said. But the master of the tomb, Li Wuxi, Wang Zumi, Ling Luoxi, and Yuan Shishangsan of the Qinglong Society, all have extraordinary divine power. Why don't we contact them? The visitor asked in confusion. I have met the young leader of the Green Dragon Society, and he gives me a very unusual feeling. What's more, the Green Dragon Society is a powerful organization, and it must have a foundation above Xianmen. If I poach their strong men, I will make enemies for myself. The beggar's sect is different. Judging from the situation, its combat power is not that strong. The matter of Xianzhong City has been resolved. You issue the Tomb Master order to notify everyone outside the dead man's tomb to return to the dead man's tomb. This time I want to fully control the dead man's tomb. I'll go see Qiao Feng first. We will meet at the dead man's tomb later. After saying that, Li Hangqiu's figure turned into a residual shadow and left. The man in black also left quickly. At this time, in the imperial palace of the capital, Emperor Zhou suddenly opened his eyes, and a sharp light burst out from his eyes. Why do I have a bad premonition in my heart? Emperor Zhou murmured. Come here, summon Zhu Pingsheng and Xiandao people to come together, Emperor Zhou ordered. Yes, a figure quickly left the palace. After a while, Zhu Pingsheng and the man in black Taoist robes entered the palace. Tiandao Ren, when I was absorbing the energy of the evil dragon just now, I suddenly felt uneasy. Have you checked your fortune recently? Have you found anything? Emperor Zhou looked at Tiandao Ren and asked in a deep voice. The evil dragon's fortune has risen recently, causing the fortune of the rivers and lakes to change. Now forces appear frequently and it is extremely chaotic. I can only check the overall trend for the time being. There is no major change in the overall trend now, Tiandao Ren replied immediately. Is that so? Hearing this, Emperor Zhou frowned slightly. Keep checking. If there is a major change, notify me immediately, Emperor Zhou ordered. Ping Shen, is there anything special happening here? Emperor Zhou then looked at Zhu Pingshen. Your Majesty, recently, many major forces have emerged in the martial arts world, and the most active ones are Xianaya Pavilion and Qinglong Club. The people of Xianaya Pavilion occupied the Holy Sword Lake, and the people of Qinglong Club destroyed the Lai family and the 36 alien tribes. Their strength is somewhat unexpected, but Xianaya Pavilion lost a master in the battle against the Holy Sword Lake, which triggered the Heavenly Gate and forced them to leave. Also, the 9 absolute swordsmen beyond Jinzhou of Zhenwu Taoist Temple went to the Lingjiang area to discuss with Xianaya Pavilion. 10 Directions General Envoy Guan Yushin, Zhu Pingsheng briefly recounted what happened recently. It was beyond my expectation that Zhenwu Taoist Temple was brought up. Hearing this, Emperor Zhou's expression moved slightly. For these two forces, my subordinates are collecting all the personnel information, hoping to find out some of their backgrounds from these people's information, Zhu Pingsheng said. What are my sons doing? The changes in the Lai family and the 36 alien tribes are also the time for them to take action, but I don't know if the 7th brother can hold on, Emperor Zhou said softly. Your Majesty, this matter should be able to attract many people, and it will not be difficult for the 7th palace to handle it, Zhu Pingsheng replied. When will King Chen return to the capital? After hearing Zhu Pingsheng's words, Emperor Zhou spoke. On the way back, but the people from the Eternal Life Society will move, and I hope to attract some important people this time. A gleam of light flashed in Zhu Pingsheng's eyes. The address is already known. To be honest, it doesn't matter whether these people are brought back or not. But he also brought Feng Huiying's entourage back. On the one hand, he wanted to further confirm. On the other hand, it was to entice the people from the Eternal Life Society to take action. Only by taking action can we know who they are and find the other party. Chapter 847, Sword vs. Sword Duel. One sword determines life or death. Late at night, the whole family in Jiangbei let out a scream. Lights continued to appear. Outside the waters of the whole family manor, two figures were standing. One was wearing a black robe, with a burly figure, holding a scimitar in his hand, hugging it in front of his chest. He was looking at the whole family manor, which was brightly lit at the moment, but screaming. The other person was wearing a gray robe, 8 feet tall, with broad cheekbones, and his eyes half opened and half closed under his thick eyebrows, as if he had not woken up. With both hands, he was holding a wide longsword inserted in the ground. These two people were Ding Peng and Yan Nanshan from the Qinglong Society. After their strength increased, they came to Jiangnan. After hearing about the whole family manor in Jiangbei, they took over the matter. Brother Yan, it is rumored that the ancestor of the whole family is very powerful. I wonder if he can catch my scimitar, Ding Peng said. The whole family can become the largest manor in Jiangbei. The ancestor's strength is definitely extraordinary and should not be underestimated. Yan Nanshan opened his eyes half opened and half closed, looking at the whole family manor in the distance. Huh? Just as they were talking, a black figure appeared in front of the two. See you two dragon heads, the place where the ancestor of the whole family is in seclusion. We have confirmed that it is in the northwest corner of the whole family manor. After saying that, the black figure took out a map of Huojia Manor from his arms and pointed to a place and said, "Take action against Huojia Manor." Yan Nanshan and Ding Peng dispatched the assassins of the Qinglong Society. After conquering the three major assassin organizations in Jiangnan, there are many assassins in the Qinglong Society. Destroying Huojia Manor is not just about killing the masters of the whole family and letting the others of the whole family run away. Leave the ancestor of the whole family to us, and the others don't need to be alive, Ding Peng said. The voice was flat, without the slightest fluctuation. As the leader of the demon cult, Ding Peng's murderous nature is very strong. Yes, the man in black quickly withdrew. Let's go and meet the ancestor of the whole family. Ding Peng's eyes became hot. After his strength increased, he had not taken action yet. The two men moved their feet, stepped on the water, and headed towards the place where the ancestor of the whole family was in seclusion. There was a rockery in the northwest corner of the whole family manor. When Ding Peng and Yan Nanshan landed, they looked in one direction. Very fiery fist intention, very strong sword intention. There are two people. Ding Peng and Yan Nanshan looked at each other and said. Originally, they heard that the whole family had only one ancestor, but from the breath they sensed, there were two people in seclusion. One was a boxing master, and the other was a sword master. Boom! The stone door was smashed by a powerful fist force, and the gravel flew. Then a burly man who looked about 50 years old walked out of it. Ding Peng looked at the other person. The true energy on the other person was like a fiery flame, and the flames shot up to the sky, emitting endless heat waves. The whole person was like a sun that jumped out of the ground and was rising slowly. His hair was also red. He practiced the extremely yang technique. The other person's sword intention went straight to the sky. The sword intent on his body was not concealed at all. As soon as the sword intent appeared, it was rampant, causing the surrounding airflow to be broken. When the two appeared, their eyes looked at Ding Peng and Yan Nanshan. Who are you? How dare you come to my whole family? The man with red hair looked at Ding Peng and the others and said. Qinglong Society, Ding Peng, Yan Nanshan, today we come to destroy the Jiangbei whole family, Ding Peng and Yan Nanshan said at the same time. While talking, a terrifying blood-colored sword intent appeared on Ding Peng's body, soaring into the sky, causing the wind and clouds. Yan Nanshan's body was bursting with sword intent. The sword intent soared into the sky, colliding with the opponent's sword intent, and dispersing the opponent's sword intent. After dispersing it, it did not go any further. Your sword intent is very strong. My name is Hojia, Hosijian, the man whose sword intent was dispersed spoke. The sword intent on his body condensed again at this moment, condensed in his body, and nurtured sharp sword intent in various parts of his body. If other warriors appeared here, I am afraid that they would feel a chill when they saw the other party. He sensed the sword intent on Yan Nanshan's body. sensing that the other party is a sword expert. So when he spoke, he stepped towards Yan Nanshan. I don't know whether your sword is stronger or mine is stronger. They also sensed the situation in Ho's manner. But they did not come out. A little thing. They came out. Then the title of Ho's first manner in Jiangbei would be lost. But Dingpeng and Yan Nanshan showed up, and the aura on their bodies was not simple. They knew that a strong man had come, so they showed up. When he spoke, the blood, true energy, and mind in his body suddenly started to move quickly. The next moment, the long sword was unsheathed. One sword cut out. When this sword cut out, the blood, sword intent, killing intent, and true energy in his body all merged together. In an instant, the sword energy in his hand burst out, turning into white, refining and cutting through the void, like a beam of white light in the dark night, shining around, filling the surrounding darkness, making people unable to look directly. Yan Nanshan looked at the sword. His eyes did not change at all. The long sword in his hand was also unsheathed. One sword cut. Yan Nanshan's sword came out. The white light that originally filled the world turned into darkness again in an instant. With one sword, the world was completely dark. But as the darkness appeared, two spots of light emerged in it. The two spots of light collided. Rumble rumble ripped the darkness. The sword intent was rampant. Kill. At this time, Ho Sijian, who had drawn his sword earlier, shouted in a low voice. When he shouted in a low voice, 4 sword shadows appeared behind him. 4 swords merge into one, man and sword merge into one, and one sword cuts the sky. Rumble rumble rumble, the 4 sword shadows merged and condensed on the long sword in his hand, and finally his own spiritual energy merged with a long sword. One sword cut out. The terrifying sword energy burst out with a destructive force. There was only this sword left between heaven and earth. This sword was going to cut through everything between heaven and earth. When this sword energy cut through everything, Yan Nanshan made a move. One sword. He slashed out with another sword, and the sword was equally fierce. And the sword state of mind broke out in full swing. In the sword, Yan Nanshan, was not inferior to anyone. Otherwise, he would not be called the world's #1 sword. The sword came out, and the sword light shot up into the sky, like a soaring dragon. The sword energy collided with the sword energy, and the bravest one won when they met on a narrow road. There was no trickery. They were going to win or lose with one sword. One sword decided life or death. The sword energy burst out. The mind, blood, and true energy were burning. The sword light crossed. In a flash, the two figures crossed. The sky and the earth became dim again. My sword is not as good as yours, Ho Sijian looked at Yan Nanshan and said. While speaking, the long sword in his hand broke, and the sword light burst out on his body. A mouthful of blood spurted out. The whole person fell to the ground and died. Looking at the fallen Ho Sijian, he sheathed the long sword and stood aside. The next opponent was not him to fight, but Dingpeng, second brother. Seeing Ho Sijian lying on the ground, the man with a hot breath roared. There were 4 brothers in their family, but only he and Ho Sijian survived until now. Now Ho Sijian died in front of him. I'm going to beat you to death, boom. At this moment, the blood and ki of the red-haired man continued to explode in his body. As the blood and ki began to boil, a layer of terrifying flames appeared on his body. And his own true ki was also flowing at a high speed. At this moment, the red-haired man was like a fire god. Of course, under this terrifying power, the opponent's life was also extremely consumed. The opponent was desperate. If the enemy didn't die, he would die. Chapter 848, the whole family in Jiangbei is destroyed, the Red Sun Palace is in panic, and the Murin family in Jiangnan. The mighty and surging power spread out. Fist, flame, the red-haired man shouted, and his body shot out, punching out with his fist. The terrifying and hot fist force was like a fire dragon wrapped in raging flames, attacking Dingpeng. It was not that he did not want to attack Yan Nanshan, but he was locked by Dingpeng's sword energy. If he did not attack Dingpeng, Dingpeng would also attack him. The opponent punched. A black light flashed in Dingpeng's eyes. The demonic energy in his body rolled towards the scimitar in his hand. Swish! The scimitar was unsheathed. A black full moon appeared in the night sky. With a flash of light, the scimitar in his hand slashed out. When the scimitar came out, it was like a meteor, without any trajectory, but it was extremely fast, and appeared on his fist in the blink of an eye. Boom! The two forces collided. The sword intention, the demonic intention, and the fist intention and flame collided, just like the sun in the sunset. The collision of darkness and light. Although there was still some residual light, the crescent moon was hanging, covering the sky and covering the last ray of light. The terrifying demonic energy and sword intent burst out from Ding Peng. It formed a mighty aura, covering the opponent's fist intent and flames. The heat of the flames was like the sun, which could burn the sky and boil the sea. But Ding Peng's sword intent and demonic intent were like a peerless demon god, covering everything. The fist intent and flames shattered. Impossible, the red-haired man growled. He didn't believe that he would be defeated like this. Growl. He urged the power in his body to make a final struggle. The flame true energy was running rapidly, and his footsteps kicked the ground and his figure flew into the air. With the full power bursting out, the whole person turned into a blazing meteor falling from the sky, carrying a blazing flame, and went heavily towards Ding Peng. He wanted to use his last strength to die with Ding Peng, but in this struggle, the moonlight shrouded the dark sky and earth, and only a piece of light could be seen. The intersection of light and flames, boom. A deafening sound of key explosion was heard in the air. In this explosion, the blazing meteor suddenly split into two. Ah! The red-haired man screamed. His body fell to the ground and looked at Ding Peng. Swish! The whole body split into two. Ding Peng stood with the knife. His brows slightly frowned. I thought it would be a hard fight, but I didn't expect the strength of these two people to be weaker than we thought, Ding Peng said in a deep voice. With the two of them, plus the reputation of Huoji as Huang over the years, it is still possible to sit in the JB area, Yan Nanshan said on the side. In the world of Jianghu, accumulation is also a kind of capital. This is why the old forces are so powerful. A warrior can be strong alone, but if he is alone, he will die. Because killing is not only about frontal killing and one-on-one fighting, there are many more. Sir, if you are here, just show up. At this time, Ding Peng looked at a place and said. A figure walked out of the darkness. The strength of the 5 dragon heads and the 6 dragon heads of the Qinglong society is different from what the outside world says. I am Mo Huizhen, the commander of Jiangbei of the Southern Pacification Division. I have no other intention to come here this time. I just sensed that something happened in Huojia's Huang, so I came to take a look, the person who appeared said. Ding Peng looked at the figure who walked out. He was wearing the robe of the commander of the Southern Pacification Division, with an elegant face and a thin figure, looking like a weak scholar. But there was a terrifying aura emanating from his body, which showed that this person was not simple. This is the grudge between me, Qinglong society, and the Ho family. Commander Mo wants to intervene. Ding Peng looked at Mo Huizhen and said, the 6 dragon heads are joking. Our Southern Pacification Division will not participate in this matter, but the Jiangbei Ho family has always led the Jiangbei martial arts world. If something happens, I will come to see it. I already know about the matter, so I will inform you first. After saying that, Mo Huizhen clasped his fists and turned to leave. What do you think of this person? Looking at Mo Huizhen who was leaving, Ding Peng looked at Yan Nanshan and said. This person's strength is a little stronger than the ancestor of the Ho family. The strength of the commander of the Jiangbei Pacification Division is much stronger than that of ordinary places, Yan Nanshan said. It is rumored that the commander of the Pacification Division, who is stationed in Jiangnan, is a close confidant of Emperor Zhou, and his strength is even more extraordinary. There are many turmoil in Jiangnan now, but that person has not shown up, Ding Peng said. Let's go and see if there are any other people in the Ho family who can take action. To wrap up, we still have to rush to the Red Sun Palace, Yan Nanshan said. Late at night, the Ho family manor was on fire, and screams continued, foreshadowing the end of the first manor in Jiangbei. At this moment, the mansion of the commander of the Jiangbei South Pacification Division, Mo Huizhen, appeared in the mansion, in the study, with a solemn expression. Master, what happened in the Ho family manor? A woman with light makeup walked into the study, looking very anxious. The Ho family is finished. It was the Qinglong society who attacked the Ho family, Mo Huizhen said in a deep voice. The Qinglong society attacked the Ho family, but you didn't, the woman said after hearing this. If I did, I'm afraid I wouldn't be able to come back. The 5 dragon heads and the 6 dragon heads of the Qinglong society have appeared. The strength of these two people is completely different from what we got before. Their strength is terrifying. I'm afraid they are very strong in the top sea of concentration, Mo Huizhen said. How could this happen? Hearing this, the lady's face turned pale. Then can we save some of the direct descendants of the Ho family? The woman said. We should not interfere in this matter. If we interfere, we may not be able to save our mansion. Don't leave the mansion recently. You are a member of the whole family. Although not many people know about this matter, you still have to be careful. Wait until everything is stable, and then look for any descendants of the whole family who have escaped, Mo Huizhen said. The whole family is the largest manor in Jiangbei, and many relationships are secret. The leader of the Jiangbei non-pacification division is the son-in-law of the whole family, but few people know about this matter. Should we just let the Qinglong society destroy our whole family? The lady showed an unwilling look on her face. Recently, the Qinglong society has been active in the Jiangnan area, and the lord of the division has already complained a little. I will leave tomorrow to go to the Jiangnan pacification division to see the lord of the division and see his attitude, Mo Huizhen said. The Jiangnan and Jiangbei pacification divisions are both under the leadership of the lord of the Jiangnan pacification division. Mo Huizhen's own strength is simply not enough to compete with the Qinglong society, so he has to go to see the lord of the Jiangnan pacification division. The lady beside him sighed. The next day, the news that the whole family village was destroyed by the Qinglong society spread quickly. Soon it spread to Jiangnan, and Chitty Palace Lord Qizhenayang sat in the main chair. His face was gloomy. The death of the ancestor of the Cherry Palace in Xian's home city had already made the people of the Cherry Palace panic. Now the Jiangbei whole family has been destroyed. The only force left to deal with the young leader of the Blue Dragon Society that day was the Red Sun Palace. This made the people in the Red Sun Palace even more unstable. Many people secretly left the Red Sun Palace headquarters temporarily. This made the Red Sun Palace Master angry, but also helpless. Palace Master, this is not a solution. We can't stop it with our strength. Next to the Red Sun Palace Master, a middle-aged man in a brocade robe spoke up. This is another deputy palace master of the Red Sun Palace, named Lu Ming. The ancestor has fallen, and we can't compete with the Blue Dragon Society. With our strength, what can you do? The Red Sun Palace Master Qizhenayang spoke up. Palace Master Murinxingchen, the current head of the Seven Stars Hall, has always had a good impression of the eldest lady. We can let the eldest lady go to see Murinxingchen and see if Murinxingchen can come forward and ask the Muring family to mediate, Lu Ming said. Yair, Qizhenayang frowned slightly. I'll go see Yair, we'll talk later. After thinking for a moment, Qizhenayang sighed. He didn't expect that his Red Sun Palace would end up in this situation. Chapter 849, 8 Evil's True Body Skills. Above the heavenly gate, the gate of life and death, Tianzhuju appears. Xianzhen City Su Chen sat on a pavilion. In the past 2 days, Su Chen read all the treasures and some books in the ancestral land of the 36 alien races. But he didn't get much reward. He only got 5 orange lottery cards. There are not many ways to get rewards like this. Su Chen couldn't help but sigh in his heart. Looking at the 5 orange lottery cards he got, Su Chen couldn't help but draw them directly. Get the exclusive character Linglu Oshi of the 8 Evil's True Body Skill. Get the Sadbao exclusive to Yuan 13th limit. Get the exclusive character Liu Sheng Yijin of 1 drop of demon blood. Get the 1 key protecting Yuan Den. Get the Liang Divine Pearl, the exclusive character of the evil god Li Wuxi. This time the rewards are a bit targeted. Su Chen couldn't help but check the rewards of the 8 Evil's True Body Skill in Linglu Oshi. 8 Fierce Real Body Skill, a skill that condenses 8 kinds of ferocious beasts, which can increase one's own ferocity, physical strength, and the true ki of the whole body. Every time a ferocious beast is condensed, it can increase the attack power by 10% when attacking. When 8 kinds of ferocious beasts are condensed and finally merged into one, a drop of ferocious beast blood can be born. The specific blood is unknown. This skill is quite awesome, Su Chen thought to himself. This is definitely to increase Linglu Oshi's murderous nature. Linglu Oshi has a strong murderous nature. Now he is practicing this, combined with his own ferocity, the 4 doors of the screen. This is to kill and disturb the world. Heartbroken Bow, Su Chen checked. The sad little arrow is a skill that uses ki as arrows, but now the system has created a sad bow. What is this for? However, after checking, Su Chen's eyes condensed. Because this sad bow is a top-level weapon, as long as Yuan 13 limits continues to cultivate, it is possible to break through to the spirit level. Of course, it is not mainly this point, but this sad bow can double the attack power of the sad little arrow. The sad arrow, which is already very strong, will burst out with a powerful and terrifying force under this blessing. Yiki Huidan Dan, a kind of elixir that can protect the heart as long as there is still a breath. This thing is suitable for the evil god Li Wuxi. After being struck by Shineman Thunder, Li Wuxi is ready to continue. The last one. The Liang Divine Pearl is an instrument-level treasure that can assist in cultivation and increase the power of attack. It is itself a treasure of Li Wuxi. One drop of demon blood, the demon blood in Liu Shengaijian's body has stabilized, and another drop, the strength is gradually increasing. Is this going to turn Liu Shengaijian into a demon king? Su Chen thought in his heart. My lord. The whole family in Jiangbei has been destroyed, however, there has been no change in the Jiangbei Jianghu. Mo Huizhen, the commander of the Jiangbei Pacification Division, left Jiangbei and went to Jiangnan after the whole family disappeared. He should go to see the head of the Jiangnan Pacification Division, Yuan Suin said. The whole family in Jiangbei has been destroyed, how can he go to see the head of the Jiangnan Pacification Division? Su Chen couldn't help but ask. The Jiangbei Pacification Division is under the jurisdiction of the Jiangnan Pacification Division. The head of the Jiangnan Pacification Division is equal to the head of the Jingxi Pacification Division, Yuan Suin said. Is that so? They haven't had a conflict with us yet, so let's ignore them for now. Murin Qingchen brought the servants of the Eternal Life Association back to the capital. Where is he now? Su Chen asked afterwards. It will take almost 4 days to reach the capital. If the people of the Eternal Life Association want to take action, they should do so in these 2 days. Pay close attention. The Changsheng Association is related to the Heavenly Gate. Don't be careless, Su Chen ordered. My lord, Boss Qiao sent a letter saying that Li Hanqiu invited him to join the Life and Death Gate. Join the Life and Death Gate. Su Chen was a little stunned when he heard this. Isn't Li Hanqiu the head of the Tomb of the Dead? How could he invite Qiao Feng to join the Life and Death Gate? Li Hanqiu invited Boss Qiao to join the Life and Death Gate above the Heavenly Gate. Boss Qiao means that he has decided to accept Li Hanqiu's invitation. Yuan Suin said Qiao Feng's thoughts. Su Chen now knows too little about the Heavenly Gate. If Qiao Feng joins the Gate of Life and Death above the Heavenly Gate, it will also open a channel for Su Chen. Qiao Feng can make the decision on this matter, and the Beggar's sect can follow him, Su Chen said after thinking for a moment. Yes, then I will pass on the master's intention to Qiao Feng, and I also got news that Yan Jiju, the 9 absolute swordsmen of the Zhenwu Taoist Temple, has arrived in Lingjiang City, Yuan Suin said. Tianjiju has arrived in Lingjiang District. Does he want to be beaten to death by Guan Yushan? If Tianjiju is beaten to death by Guan Yushan, will the Zhenwu Taoist Temple end? Su Chen murmured. Guan Yushan's strength has never been fully demonstrated. Tianjiju, as the elder of the Zhenwu Taoist Temple, is extraordinary, but Guan Yushan's strength will exceed everyone's imagination. The capital has had little news recently. Is there no movement from the several princes? Su Chen said. The capital is a little too quiet now, it seems like everyone is waiting, but according to Bai Chaofei's guess, the servants of the Eternal Life Association, entering the capital this time, and our extermination of the 36 alien tribes of the Life family, is the beginning of unrest, Yuan Suin said. Is that so? Send me some news from the capital, and we will set off tomorrow to Suchen where the Red Sun Palace is located. Now the center of the Green Dragon Association is in the Jiangnan area, so Su Chen is preparing to gradually merge the Green Dragon Association personnel in the Lingjiang area into Jiangnan. Let the Jiangnan area become the center of the Green Dragon Association. The 9 northern counties are a little small, and the resources and warriors are not very strong. Jiangnan and the capital are the 2 main points. This can be seen from the distribution of the strength of the Jianghu strongmen. He went to Suchen mainly to intercept the fortune of the Red Sun Palace. Now the dragon shadow in his body has not formed yet, so he must intercept some fortune as soon as possible. As long as the condensation is successful, he doesn't have to run around in person. At this time, another place Lingjiang, Xiangsha City, outside the city, on a small hill. Mu Qingxun, Yu Piu, Mu Yuanbing, and Yang Yanlin appeared in front of a Taoist temple in the mountains. The temple is called Chang'an Temple, a very ordinary Taoist temple that has existed outside Xiangsha City for a long time. The temple is not big, with only a dozen Taoists who rarely go down the mountain and usually practice in seclusion. They don't ask about the affairs of the martial arts world.
They only accept incense. But this Changchun temple is a branch of this Hanwu Taoist temple. Several donors, are you burning incense or praying for blessings? At this time, a young Taoist boy came forward. A token appeared in Mu Kingsun's hand, and a word Chen was engraved on the token. Take us to see Elder Jiuju, Mu Kingsun said. Please, the Taoist boy was about to lead the 4 people into the temple. Junior sister Mu, Master Yu is not a member of our Taoist sect, so it is not suitable for him to see his uncle for the time being. Let's arrange for Master Yu to go to the wing room first. Yang Yanlin spoke at this time. Mu Kingsun's face changed slightly, and she wanted to say something. Junior sister, it would be better if we wait until we meet the uncle and ask for his permission before letting Master Yu meet him, Yang Yanlin said hurriedly. There was nothing wrong with what he said. I'll go to the wing room first, I'll see Senior Jiuju later, Upiu said calmly. Upiu was not very interested in meeting Jiuju's sword. Jiuju's sword went down the mountain and caused trouble for Guan Yushin, and there was only one ending. That was to be beaten to death. Chapter 850, Tian Jiuju, coming to the door, fighting for life and death. In a side room in the backyard of the Taoist temple, the sandalwood incense was curling. 2 figures were sitting inside, drinking tea. Both were wearing Taoist robes. One of them had an old face, but his hair was black and he didn't have any aura, as if he didn't know martial arts. The person sitting opposite him had a younger face than the old Taoist, black hair, a sharp aura, and sword lights flashed in his eyes from time to time. He was a sword master. Junior brother Changchun, your Taisheng King Heart Sutra seems to be about to be completed, the man with sword lights flashing in his eyes said. Senior brother Jiuju, it's still a little short, but it may take several years to complete that point. Senior brother Jiuju, are you really going to compete with Guan Yushin when you come to Xiangsha City this time? Now, Xianaya Pavilion is very famous in the martial arts world. Once you take action, I'm afraid my Zhenwu Taoist temple will have to join this martial arts dispute, the old Taoist called Changchun said. The old Taoist is the Changchunzi, the master of Changchun temple. The other person is the chief elder of Zhenwu Taoist temple, Jiujujian, Tian Jiuju. My disciple was killed. If I, the master, don't come forward, the reputation of Zhenwu Taoist temple will be ruined. If the reputation is ruined, the fortune of Zhenwu Taoist temple will be taken away by others, so sometimes, we have no choice but to take action. What's more, the changes in the martial arts world of the great Zhou dynasty may have something to do with Emperor Zhou. The master of the temple has never understood why Emperor Zhou did this. I came down the mountain this time to understand the situation, Tianjuju said in a deep voice. Wouldn't it be better for junior brother Yang Su to do this? He has been in the capital for so long. He should be more familiar with the situation in the capital. Hearing this, the Changchun Taoist said. He is complaining to the headmaster about the matter of Zhenwu Garden? He hopes to take that step and enter the heavenly gate, Tianjuju said in a deep voice. Junior brother Yang Su, his talent is second only to the headmaster. He should be able to pass the second level of assessment of this Zhenwu temple after he enters the heaven gate. If he passes the second level of assessment, he should be able to become a candidate for the core disciple of this Zhenwu temple. If he wants to go, the headmaster can let him enter the heaven gate, Changchun Taoist said in a deep voice. It is because of his extraordinary talent that the headmaster hopes to make further progress. He is about to master the Zhuanwu true divine art. As long as he masters it, and then takes the true blood of the Taoist guardian beast Zhuanwu, he may be able to cultivate a trace of Zhuanwu bloodline. As long as he smelts a trace of Zhuanwu bloodline, he can directly become a core disciple and have the hope of impacting the true seed. The headmaster is doing this for his own good. The danger up there is very high. Our lineage does not have much power, and the core candidate disciples have a high chance of falling, Tianjuju sighed. Is it so dangerous up there now? Are other tribes attacking our Zhenwu temple in large numbers? Hearing this, Changchun Taoist asked in shock. It's not other tribes that are advancing, but the evil god palace, that was destroyed by the Zhenwu temple, has reappeared. Now the two sides are fighting. I don't know the specific situation very well. Our lineage is weak in the Zhenwu temple, and has become the vanguard, Tianjuju said. While they were talking, the Taoist boy outside brought Mu Kingsun and the others to the side room. Master. The main body wants to see Elder Jiuju, the Taoist boy spoke outside the door. It should be Kingsun and Yanlun who have arrived, please let them in, Tianjuju said. Creak the side room was opened.
Mu Kingsun and the other two walked in. Greetings to Uncle Juju, greetings to Uncle Chongchun. The three of them saluted the two people in the room at the same time. How was Kingsun's trip to the Holy Sword Lake? That was a big battle. It should be of great help to you. Tianjuju looked at Mu Kingsun and said. Mu Kingsun's face flushed slightly when she heard this. Because of Upiu, she didn't go to the Holy Sword Lake at all, and she didn't see that battle. Seeing Mu Kingsun's slightly flushed face, Tianjuju's expression changed slightly, and when he was about to ask, Yang Yanlin, who was standing by, said, Uncle Juju, junior sister Kingsun, I recently met someone named Upiu. When the battle broke out in Shengjin Lake, junior sister Kingsun was with Upiu, so she didn't rush over. Tianjuju's expression changed slightly when he heard Yang Yanlin's words. He guessed something from Mu Kingsun's expression and Yang Yanlin's words. That person also came to Xiangsha City with us, and has been arranged in another wing. Uncle Juju can meet him and help junior sister Kingsun check, Yang Yanlin continued. Kingsun, this place doesn't belong to you, sometimes you can't delay yourself for love, Tianjuju said. Mu Kingsun is different from others. Tianjuju can ignore other people, but Mu Kingsun's identity is not simple, and nothing can happen to her. Uncle Juju, I will make the decision on this matter, Mu Kingsun said when she heard Tianjuju's words. The matter has been told by Yang Yanlin. Then she doesn't need to hide it. Besides, no one in Xianwu Taoist temple can interfere with her affairs. Kingsun, of course you can make your own decisions about your affairs. I'll go see that person when I have time. Seeing the change in Mu Kingsun's expression, Tianjuju hurriedly said. The two uncles can meet after they are done. I won't disturb them. Mu Kingsun nodded, then bowed slightly and left the room. You follow Kingsun, I'll find you later, Tianjuju said to Yang Yanlin and Mu Yuanping. The two hurriedly bowed and left the room. I didn't expect that Kingsun would be moved by the experience this time. This matter still needs to be reported to the headmaster as soon as possible, Tianjuju said. Brother Juju, it is human nature for young men and women to have a long-lasting love affair, and this is also part of the training. Although Kingsun's identity is not ordinary, excessive intervention will backfire, which will be even worse at that time. Brother Juju, if you want to meet Guan Yushin now, you should focus on this. Although I didn't ask about the Jianghu affairs in the Lingjiang area, I also know Guan Yushin. He is more domineering than the previous Xiangsha League leader Bu Yongxiao, and he should not be underestimated, Chongchun Taoist said. I know. But there are many people in the temple who hope that Yanlin and Kingsun can be together. The love affair between young men and women cannot be achieved by matchmaking. From Kingsun's expression, she likes that person very much. Brother Juju, you still need to go to Xiangsha City tomorrow. I will go to help you meet the other party first, Chongchun Taoist said. Then I'll trouble junior brother Chongchun. I really need to contain my sword tonight, Tianjuju said. Chang Chunzi got up and walked out of the wing room. Inside the house, Tianjuju moved her cushion. Sitting cross-legged, he began to cultivate his own breath. Tomorrow he would go into the city to see Guan Yushin. Once they fought, it might be a fight of life and death. This was the Jianghu. End of this chapter. Thank you very much for reaching the end. Don't forget to like. Looking for more exclusive content and immediate access? Subscribe to our Patreon. Remember, every like, subscription, or donation encourages us to continue. Thanks to everyone. See you in the next video.